And welcome back to episode 143 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm, bottom of the totem pole, last on the bench king.
Yeah, right. Y'all know I'm a guaranteed starter like Aaron Donald. What's going on, fellas?
You know, it's another one. We got my guy, we'll go across the top. We got my guy, Les Dirty Bird Snipe in the building.
Hey, Dirty Bird.
And my nigga was early. The early bird gets the worm. Let's hope the Ravens show up that way. We got my guy, OG Mike Brown in the building. What's happening with you?
What up, y'all? Peace.
Last but not least, my guy, Cucifer.
Hmm.
Not to be confused with the other guy.
Hey, unless you're on 2K and you pissed them off, then you might get it.
Listen,
the other guy.
Don't give me the ball.
Change on you real quick. But you know what? It's actually pick'em time. I'm sure we're gonna have some other people flooding in as the podcast goes on, because this is the first day that the battle begins for the big dog.
It's pick'em time.
Who dropped off?
Nobody. Oh, I'm here.
You
Hold on.
switched sides on me is what you did.
Right.
Like you do. Like you do, my nigga. It's all right, though.
You switch sides.
Battle for the belt has begun. We will get to pick'ems a little later on in the episode. But for now, let's talk some football news. Mike Brown, I thought you was about to bring something up before we got started about.
I was going to take a stab at Lester about Baltimore and how they're going to look this season. I was just trying to start a little ruckus on the side here. You know what I mean?
Listen,
it don't want no controversy, man. You know what I'm saying?
You said it wasn't no controversy.
So no, what I want to say is they say that your quarterback, Lamar Jackson, that he's ready to go this season.
He put
you know
a
what I
date
mean?
on that
Y'all looking good.
They just released the article that I saw it as soon as I got back from the doctor, so that was probably around 3:30. Said that Lamar Jackson said y'all got until Friday to come up with a plan for my deal because it's been too much talking. That's where when a nigga get real with you like that, like real nigga shit is too much talking. That's when you know it's reached the escalated level where you better get him something or he is real life gonna be out.
He's going to dip.
I made them jokes. You might see him in a 49ers jersey, but it's becoming more and more prevalent that may be the case. Not the 49ers, of course, but you may see a team try to snag him up before the deadline if they don't do nothing with him.
As far as Lamar's contract, I mean, he's one of I think 4 players. Bobby Wagner's another notable that are player / agent. I like it. I like it if you know the football business. Lamar, he said he always wanted to be a Raven. He's always going to be a Raven. I believe they'll get the deal done. They have to do better than Deshaun and they have to do better than Kyler Murray, respectively, just because he's a dual threat and he does both a running back job and also a quarterback job, and he's in the top at least 10 in my book as far as quarterbacks in the league. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, they got to get the deal done. If they don't, they'll just franchise tag him or he'll try to get out. He's in his last year. He's going to make 23.8 this year. So he's going to get a nice little exit.
He's not a worse situation either way, but I do understand how he's feeling. Well, not like I understand how he's feeling. I'm not in the position, but I can kind of relate to what it's like. My nigga, do you see what I'm doing for you? And these motherfuckers are appreciating people that are less proven.
True.
And I'm here giving y'all everything that I should be giving y'all from a publicity standpoint. I'm gonna be a Raven. I'm gonna retire a Raven. I'm giving y'all. I'm being the prototype of what you would want your quarterback to be. But it seemed like these other niggas, matter of fact, take it a step even further, these other niggas can throw temper tantrums like Kyler Murray and still get the bag. But with me giving all the right answers and producing what I do on the field, I'm still hearing y'all talk about my extension. Like, it should be easier than that when you're talking about a Lamar Jackson. And they're not making it easier on him. So I think he may have lied to us when he said, I plan on retiring a Raven. Because this isn't a plan on retiring a Raven attitude.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I feel his pain though.
I do
mean,
too.
you see the quarterback. You seen these other quarterbacks get all this money, man. They really ain't proven for real. Yeah, Kyler's he's a great quarterback, but I don't think long term that's going to be a good move for Arizona. I think they're going to end up drafting another quarterback next 2 years. And same thing with the Deshaun. He's out for 11 games. You paid that man all that money. He ain't even going to play this year for real. You know what I mean? Unless playoffs, maybe. But I doubt it. I'm going to think they might sit him the whole year, honestly. At that point, because you had a backup already starting for 11 games. And he's riding the wave and he's hot. You ain't going to just bring in this guy you just signed all this money to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if he gets injured, now you're not going to have that quarterback next year.
When, not if, when.
Okay, so when he gets injured, if it's late in the season, you ain't going to have him for that following year. So now that's a D-Rose situation.
And I don't mean to be all cynical when I say that, but it is a win thing because I'm trying to remember the last time that we've had a dual threat quarterback that has gotten hurt in a season and has only been out for no less than 3 games. Or no more than 3 games. I'm thinking Josh Allen would be the first that I can remember, but at the same time, I don't know that his injury came from running the ball.
What about RG3?
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, RG3 was.
He was a dual threat also.
All right, but he was every time he was injured, he was out for the rest of the season.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a dual threat quarterback that can get injured and be back within 3 games.
Cam Newton.
I can't see that. I can't see that.
He did for the Patriots. Well, he was only out with COVID, but I mean, he wasn't injured.
That's what I'm saying. A dual threat. You heard me say about Josh Allen, he may have not got hurt running the ball. What I'm getting at is when you have a dual threat running back, they always get injured once a season. The question is, can you make it back within that 3-game stretch? And I can't remember the last time a dual threat running back has gotten hurt running the ball and has made it back on that field. Quarterback has gotten hurt and been back out on that field within 3 games. I just can't remember it. Lamar been out 5, Kyler out 5, Tua, name them.
Yeah, they're not really coming back in 3 games. It's usually long.
Right, unless you have an offensive line to where you're giving that quarterback the option on whether he wants to stay in the pocket or throw the ball. You're doing a disservice if you're drafting a dual threat running back and you don't have a line to be able to work with them.
Maybe Russell Wilson. Maybe.
That's a good toss out because he definitely wasn't in my bucket. I know he would be toting that line. He would be right on that line if he did come back within the 3.
Yeah, maybe. That's the only one I could maybe think of because Russell hasn't missed. If you look at his career, he hasn't missed more than a season max. I mean, even when he banged up, he had ankle injuries, shoulder injuries, but he's never really just missed a flat out season. He's played either majority of the season or at least half, if not more than half. And if you miss the season, it's going to be at the end of the season, not at the beginning. So, yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one. I still don't know if he makes that list.
I have to
look into that. And I don't think that's information we would be able to just Google real quick. You have to do some little research to look into that.
Dig in for, but yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully, put that on the list. What was you saying now?
We'll see if they get the deal done. We'll see if they get the deal done. But I mean, if Lamar leaves Baltimore, man, I would even say we're going to win 5 games next year. Yeah, because we got too many tough opponents. It would just be overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I might agree with you. I don't know, because you got to think Tyler Huntley up next, and I've been saying I would like to see him with a full-time role somewhere.
Not his first. I don't see him winning more than 5 his first year.
Well, how many did he win in the second half of last year? He got at least 3, right?
Did he play all them games? Oh yeah, he did. He did. Trace McSorley didn't hop in. I like him from Penn State, actually.
I'm not aware.
He did. I mean, he did all right. I'm just saying. I mean, he also was a backup role, and did we even? And that's also we didn't even have everybody either. Maybe he does win more than 5 games, maybe. But
I don't see it. I don't see it exceeding 6, 7. But
nah, it's gonna be low. So I'm gonna say over and under 5.
You might be actually right on with about 5.
I don't care who you have. Mark Andrews is your only target. Bateman, he was injured his rookie year. I mean, you got these other guys are unproven. And your running back core is still banged up. J.K. Dobbins is still questionable as of right now. Right. So, without the run game.
I got Kenyon, though. Let's see what big Kenyon do.
We'll see what happens. But, yeah, Lamar should get his deal. If he doesn't, Baltimore, you just played yourself. Congratulations. So.
Well, I don't know why Lamar didn't get an agent. I don't know why Lamar is trying to self-represent himself. Like, I don't know if that is him or so much his mother. Because his mother represented him too. Remember coming into the NFL, and it worked when they tried to make him a wideout, and she said, "No, my son's going to play quarterback." That worked then, right? But I don't know if it works again. I don't know if lightning strikes twice. Like if you and your mom can just run shit in the NFL, like that's not going to work for so long. Why didn't he pick up an agent, like a Drew Rosenhaus, who's always for example, a big known agent that'll get the money and get the job done?
Mm-hmm.
Pay that bread and get your money.
You know, that's a great point to make, because even in an industry like that, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
And he's a kid at the end of the day. That's exactly how they're treating him. Yeah, you're great, Lamar. We also know you're a kid and you're trying to do this on your own, so to speak.
Right. And you don't have the Rolodex that we have. And people aren't going to listen to you or your mom because they don't know you in this industry.
Y'all don't hold no weight when it comes to these negotiations and owners. Yeah. You know, Drew Rosenhaus and them, they all know the owners. They coach people or manage people for years.
What you got, kid?
Lamar, Florida boy.
What's that mean?
Lamar, you know why he ain't said nothing? He a Florida boy.
There's plenty of Florida boys.
No, look, check it out, man. When it comes down to handling business,
right,
we stick to, man, we ain't with all that talk. That's a quote.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, whatever it is that's been going on behind scenes that they won't put out in the media, Lamar sick of it, man. Look.
Well, that's clear. He made that
very clear. With all that talk. I'm better than everybody that's getting their money right now.
Right. That's very clear. He's made that clear. My whole thing,
you know what I'm saying?
Continue.
I'm tired of it. So you got to cut off Friday. You don't want nothing. Hey, look. We used to growing up making moves, how the moves come. So if you got to get franchise tag 1 year till you just get on their nerves to the fact that you're not accepting what they offering and get traded, then you just deal with the move.
But
I agree. No, I agree with all
with
that.
The move. Kirk Cousins, your money's still going up.
But Kirk Cousins. But the issue with that is, to Malk's point, is the question that you trying to self promote, or your mother assisting, helping, or hurting. And it's not a question, it's hurting. It's hurting. Because I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, nobody's answering the phone when you call.
I really don't know that. I really don't know that. To be honest with you. I know whatever they got on. I know whatever they got on the table, he don't want it.
Right. Good. And that's negotiation as well. Because if I'm not talking to somebody that I feel I am at level odds with, I'll give you what I can offer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you, we're not going to negotiate. We don't negotiate at all, because I shouldn't even be talking to you. I should be talking to another person of equal or greater value in my field. But because you chose to go this route, what I'm going to do is offer you my best number. You can take it or not.
Put it this way, y'all. Y'all think if it was Dak Prescott and his mom talking to Jerry Jones and them, he would have got that bag when he got that bag?
Yeah, because I do think it'd be a little better, because Jerry Jones, as much as of a dickhead as he is, he's deeply involved with what's going on with his players, almost too much.
True.
To the point you need to sit your old ass down and let the people you hired do their job. So I guarantee he has more of a relationship with a Dak and a Mrs. Prescott than Lamar and what's old boy's name? The owner.
I don't know.
Yeah, that idiot.
Scotty.
That idiot.
What?
Steve Biscotti is
There we
the
go.
owner.
There we go. But all I'm saying is, you saw what happened with Deshaun. He got mad because they wasn't allowing him in the room to just be in the room to discuss with them. So what do you think would happen if Lamar said, I don't even care about being in the room discussing trades and all that. I'm going to self-promote and we'll talk about my extension. They'd laugh him out of that office that he was never invited into.
How much you think?
It don't matter what your talent is if you're not of my level, because what they're thinking is you do what you do on the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're great, young nigga. They don't use the A, but you do what you do on the field. When we talking business, contracts, negotiations, lawyers, you don't have no business being in any arena with me. That's what they're thinking in their head.
It's one of those shut up and play balls.
Right.
That's that.
But if you want to hop in my game, I'm going to beat you at it.
And that take you back to slave mentality of the NFL,
And
right?
But you also have to set yourself up for success, in my opinion, Q.
Right.
Like, I can't be mad that I'm not getting what I'm wanting if I'm not putting all the cards out there to set myself up for success.
Okay, and if I'm a stand-up guy, I do everything in my community and your community. I show out on the field, do what I'm supposed to do. I don't get in trouble. I sell tickets. I sell jerseys. I am walking revenue. Right. Nobody else on this squad is walking revenue. I done sold myself and won an MVP.
No,
hey,
you're correct.
Lamar, if Lamar is looking to set a standard, stick to your guns.
But I feel like that's
what I feel like.
That lets us know that's why this whole self-promotion shit's not working for you, bro.
Hey, and they gonna be mad just like when Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed.
You know what?
When he's somewhere else.
You're absolutely correct, but it almost is like it's up, but it's almost. But let's be honest, because we know how the owners are interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the person who's like the 49ers, they're over there doing this right now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to lowball you too, little nigga. That's what you don't know.
Right.
We're going to lowball you too. That. Yeah, he's going to get lowballed regardless. They're going to give a better offer, but it's going to be lower than what they could get. I'm at the point right now with the way things are going currently. I don't know if you see him break a Kyler Murray's contract.
No, I don't think so. And you got to think.
So he deserves it, but
let's be honest. Let's be honest. And I love Lamar. I do. I've loved him since Louisville. But let's be honest. What are the two biggest things he gets? The biggest thing he gets criticized on is his arm has improved, but it's still not the greatest. Right. It's still not the most accurate. It's still very questionable. And not to mention, lest you can interject because it's your team. Yes, you'll have Mark Andrews, but I feel like Lamar Jackson, it's not his fault. He does need help. Like, he does need pieces. His arm is not good enough like a Brady or a Herbert or whatever to where he's just going to be on the money regardless.
Right.
He needs a little a Tyreek. He needs a little assistance to make him. Go ahead, Cliff.
No, you're absolutely correct. But that's exactly why I said you need to go with somebody like a Kadarius Toney for Lamar. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Why. Because when you have somebody like Mark Andrews, and you have something like the Ravens offensive line, and Lamar's gonna have to end up scrambling. Andrews is not the guy who's going to be able to keep up with him, who's not going to be able to run himself open. Andrews is the guy who's going to be where he's supposed to be when his route ends. But he's not going to be able to innovate and freestyle on the dot and see his quarterback's about to cut back. Let me start cutting with him. That's why you need a Kadarius, because they're shifty. They can recognize what my quarterback's doing because I do short routes anyway. And I can adjust to when he breaks back the opposite way. Let me stop on this slant route and cut back the opposite way with him to give him an open target. Andrews can't do that, and he doesn't currently have a wideout that can.
Well, out of all the people you can name, Cliff, I just
said Kadarius because I just said.
On why he said Kadarius Toney, I would go with the Cowboys USFL wideout standout that they got. I can't remember his name. I don't know if you've seen him yet.
What's his name?
On the Cowboys. He XFL MVP, but he's looking not Turpin.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about when you said XFL.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing though. Kadarius Toney is still unproven. He's still a guy that any team would be willing to let go of for a low ticket. He doesn't have a high usage rate in New York.
Right.
So if you offer me something for him with the way he had played and his injuries, I would imagine people would be willing to accept.
But no one's looking at him, Cliff.
Right.
The Ravens.
Right, and especially the Ravens, because stylistically we know that you have none because you've never given him something that he can work with. So whoever's calling the shots doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Harbaugh, I guess, right? And that's the coach.
No, it's above Harbaugh.
You don't think Harbaugh's getting any say? I think
Harbaugh doesn't have the option to be able to pay anybody.
He does.
I can't help you increase your contract. I can't do anything. I can tell them how much I value you.
Right.
But outside of that, there's nothing else I can do as your head coach.
You can tell the motherfucker you ain't trying to coach the team if you
that goes the same way, but you're still under contract, and we see your brother down struggling in the college. We don't want.
Whoa!
I don't want to be the guy.
What?
Listen, just because y'all had a decent season last season.
Struggling though, I just want to know where that came from. I just want to know where struggling came from.
Because that team up north is always struggling in their college season. Now y'all might end up being decent, but you're always struggling, even with the great Harbaugh as head coach.
Well, we won't talk about.
We taking stabs. We taking stabs at college teams.
I'm just saying the whole reason why I'm saying that is because your brother is currently still attempting to get it right in the collegiate level. You don't want to see the other brother get bumped down as well.
Well, first of all,
you don't want both. You don't want two highly renowned head coaches on a professional level now reduced to only people remembering them as college coaches that weren't national champions.
Right.
That's fucked up. That's a fucked up place to be. And right now it's looking like you're on par to moving into that way. Because the Ravens do nothing for years if they get rid of Lamar Jackson.
Right.
For years, I'm saying.
They're going to tank.
Right.
For a while.
And Harbaugh's either not going to put up with it, he's going to run out, and you have no choice but to retire at that point because you would still be under contract.
Right.
Or he chooses to ride it out like Baker Mayfield, even though I'm injured. Hypothetically, in his, area, it'd be my team isn't where it needs to be, and you get bumped off to the next motherfucking team. Yeah. So either way, it's not looking good.
Yeah, well, I hope it's still done.
Well,
I do too.
Hey, Lamar gonna get his money.
He will.
I'm gonna say that. He gonna get more than them cats. I'm telling you, he gonna get it. He worth more than what y'all talking, man.
Another concern is that I don't want to say he's injury prone, but I mean he has been getting more injuries than he first did. I mean,
that's the help he got right there.
I mean, but
I agree, but injury, but I also feel like he has just been injury prone though. I feel like you can't blame it all on that.
Just last season, I mean, the first 3 years he had no injuries until his fourth season. So now he's in his fifth season. I mean, if you go back, he started all his first 50 games.
Hey Siri, how old is Lamar Jackson?
I mean, he can't keep a healthy running back. You know what I mean? He can't step back and sit in a clean pocket, and he has no wide receiver weapons.
Right.
I mean,
he still probably hasn't reached his ceiling though, too. He's only 24. I mean, let's be honest, 26, 27 might be his golden years.
I mean, you are absolutely correct, but at the same time,
but I don't think. But I hate to say it. Let's be honest, y'all. I think as a black man, especially a quarterback with the majority white owners, they don't want to pay that man, even though he is worth it.
How many think the contract is actually worth, like at his current level? What do you think they're offering opposed to what he's asking for? Deshaun is a veteran, so it makes sense. Deshaun's what, 30 years old? So it makes sense for him to make that type of money. No problem.
How old is Deshaun Watson?
I don't think he's quite that old, but
I
understand what you're saying.
26. He's
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, he ain't that old, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, but he was on a weak ass Texas team, and he showed out all years, just like Dak Prescott showed out. Mahomes came in after Alex Smith after he tore his shit. He balled out. So so following this trend, and now that these contracts are so high at this point, right? They're just climbing. Patrick Mahomes, like 13-year, 560. Like, bro, these are ridiculous numbers, bro. These are baseball numbers at this point.
So, well, by that logic, though, what do we say about a Kyler Murray?
That he's overpaid. And
I mean, right? No, that's definitely the case. But what makes him overpaid when we have players that have done more, that are similar, like closer in your age, and they're not getting paid? Like, what is it? Is it promotion?
GM? It's a GM and coach thing because
right?
Or that coach.
Is it option? The fact that he can always leave and play baseball? What is it exactly? Yeah. Because when you think about that from a Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson standpoint, it's absolutely correct. He shouldn't be eating at their table. It's granted that the last season you went 0-6 in your last.
So, I just want to say something. I think the Kyler Murray situation was a little more unique, only because, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I think there was a rumor going around that if he wasn't going to get paid what he thought he deserved, that he might try to go back to baseball or something. Like, there was a potential that he could walk away, like he could go because remember, baseball was going to give him big money.
He was first round pick
in baseball.
Well,
yeah, he was first round pick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what really bumped him up, because I was watching I can't remember who it was, but it was like a news channel on YouTube, and they was basically saying that he's made more money playing football now with this contract than he
did probably with his baseball contract, but that baseball contract would have went up for him though, because I feel like he's probably better at baseball low key than football. Probably low key. He's good at football. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying he's probably a dog in baseball.
No. What was his position? I think he was a shortstop outfielder.
He was a shortstop. That's what I'm saying, like a
shortstop and an outfielder.
He would have not made more than $30 million a year, what he's currently making.
I mean, I don't know.
Baseball money less is crazy. Yeah, baseball money is crazy.
It's guaranteed, and there's no salary cap. I get that, sir. But name me 5 shortstops that make over $45 million a year.
Lindor out of Cleveland. Fernando Tatis out of San Diego.
Got that deal. That was nice.
Are we talking about just currently, or are we talking about in general?
Currently.
Okay, now that makes it a little difficult for me.
Carlos Correa from Minnesota gets paid $35 million.
45.
This is $35 million.
A 5-year, 193 or whatever it is. So what's that? How much is that?
This is per year.
Oh, Brick connecting.
What's up, Brick?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not here to do that anyway. But I'm just saying, you also have to understand that Kyler had made it to his extension as well. We don't know what that extension would have looked like in baseball.
We don't.
True.
We don't.
It ain't no $200 million.
You can play baseball unless actually he probably would have made more in baseball, because you can play baseball longer traditionally than you can play football.
Definitely, and you're less likely to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
But he still would have had to produce.
I mean,
on a professional level.
He has more games of production though, because baseball plays how many games in a season? Right. So if I'm not hurt for half of my baseball season like I am my football season, those stats go up a lot higher, which means you're on a higher trajectory than you would be in the NFL, which means you would get paid comparably.
Long term.
Right. So I don't know that that's an accurate stat, although it is interesting that so far he's made more in his career than he would have if he'd have went to baseball.
Okay. Fuck the whole Lamar Jackson. Britt, what's up? Can we get to my boy?
Who? What bum?
Russell Wilson, let him cook. Russ, let's ride. That shit is a hit now. Let's ride.
I'm so fucking sick of you.
5-year, $245 million contract extension.
I love it.
The man is worth every penny and more.
I agree.
All I'm saying is Lil Bow Wow should have never broke up with Sierra because she clearly has a few Lucky Rabbit's foot in her back pocket. Because, listen, that man had been coming up ever since that marriage.
I swear, ain't he? That's why.
And the crazy thing is his stats were declining.
You know what? Let me can the cameras focus on me, fellas? Okay. That is what having a good woman will do for you.
I know.
That she will elevate your life. I'm telling you.
He popping out kids. Right. He got 2 extensions since he been with her. I'm like, God damn, Russ.
He's been
gonna play till he's 45.
Listen, Russ.
Future over there pulling up on him like Snoop and Baby Boy, and he like,
ain't he?
Fuck off.
He's
off,
still
guy.
Right.
I'm surprised he ain't changed Little Future's last name to
and he be wearing his jerseys and shit. His
little Russ.
Why
he teach him how to play quarterback.
Wilson.
Right.
Why wouldn't he be?
Future Wilson.
But yeah, that's another to listen. And I don't mean to get into mixed subjects, but that's another reason why I went with who I went with on my fantasy football as well. Because I don't care who puts up the most points out of everybody that y'all picking. I'm looking situationally. Who are y'all playing this year, and what weapons have been added to your arsenal? Russell may be up there. Well,
he's going to have a line. So, I mean, look at what he did with Seattle right. Without a line. He's going to have a line. So, to me, I'm putting I've been saying it for a while. Like, that's my sleeper team this year. Like,
the Broncos.
They're going to be good. Saints might possibly be good. I don't expect them to do anything amazing, but the Saints and the Broncos are my sleeper team.
That's my AFC team this year.
Who, the Broncos?
Yeah, I think Britt just summed up how I feel. Yeah, to her point, I think because obviously my team's NFC with the Eagles, so I think if I'm a cheer AFC, I think I'm gonna go with the Broncos because Russell, that's my dude, man.
I mean, I fucks with the homie. I really do fucks with the homie, and I do think that this is the best position he's ever been in. And with his current maturity level, I think it's hard for him to fuck this up. He's always been accurate anyway. Way back to Wisconsin, tearing up Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, he's not somebody to fuck something up, though, in my opinion. Like, I'm banking on Jameis Winston fucking some shit up. Like, he's gonna fuck some shit up.
The only reason why I feel that way, and I don't know if it's comparable with the Russell and the Jameson, is because look what he did at Wisconsin when he had a line. When he knew motherfuckers couldn't get to me. You didn't even really see him run like that. He stood in one spot and just surveyed the field. And then let it go when he thought he had openings. And he got it into windows that were closing as he threw it. So now that he's on an NFL level with NFL receivers and a defense that can keep him in the game, it almost looks like a Super Bowl, like it was with the Legion of Boom.
And not to mention,
that's a good prediction.
I'm just saying.
Russ is a dual threat. Russ is a dual threat, and he knows what it is. I love Russ. Russ knows.
You need to go ahead and put your money down before the season starts on the Broncos going
to Vegas.
Super Bowl. We'll put $1 on.
I could see that though. I really
put 20 on them.
Nah, I ain't.
Because the odds.
Those odds. I gotta look at those odds first.
They gotta be decent.
Well, when you look at them, send them to me. Because I might want to put something on and make a few phone calls. You know what I'm saying?
I really want to see what I want to see how Russell turns, like what he does with his wide receivers. Like, we know what he was doing with DK and Tyler Lockett. So is he gonna turn Jared Jeudy and Sutton into those same? Because I always thought they had the potential to, but they just never had anybody that could get them the ball.
Right.
So I want to see if he's getting ready, had him flying down the field for 60-yard touchdowns and things like that.
I'm sure you'll see that at least 3 times this year. like deep ball touchdown passes from Russ and Sutton or Judy. I would say, I'm not gonna say that
because I mean they definitely have the potential. So I want to see it come to life. Like I feel like even last year, no, past couple years, Denver was just missing a quarterback.
Right.
I remember what Peyton Manning did when he came there.
Right. No, I agree with all that. 100%. I think that is a tough situation. And I'm going to tell you something, you know, especially with it looking like this being the best year the Raiders have had in a while. The reason why I would still lean with the Broncos, I've said it time and time again, but it really comes down to I don't believe in Carr. I don't believe in Carr in tight situations. I don't think that he'll make the best position or decision.
But Adams might boost his that on and off the field relationship is so important.
Right.
May be a different Carr than any of us have seen.
Could be.
This confidence.
Could be. And this is ironically, this is one of the best defenses we've had in a while as well.
Mm-hmm. They try to give Carr props, fantasy wise. They
always do.
They got him ranked higher than what I think, but I think Malcolm is right, and I think that relationship that he has with Devontae is going to he can't get worse. That's what I'm thinking. Like he can't get worse with him.
Nah, I don't think he can get worse with him. I just don't know that the improvements merit him running through the AFC West to make it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if he's fivefold better. You're still not good enough to just run through the AFC West.
Nah. Sidebar. I did check the odds. It's for Denver to make it, it's plus 1,600. And for the Raiders to make it, it's plus 3,000, which is crazy. Have a more loaded offense. Plus 3,000?
That kind of makes me want to go with the Raiders, even though I'm not. But I feel like it's wasted money regardless.
To win the Super Bowl is plus 3,000 to win.
Oh, that's
so you got Russell closer to win a Super Bowl than the Raiders that got all these weapons. Like the whole team is just.
Yeah, but it's Russell. He's already done it.
Well, see, and there's constant. The cards are constantly shuffled in Oakland, Vegas, LA, wherever the fuck they're located. They don't stick with any one thing that's working ever. And the fact that we're coming in with a new GM, a new coach, new everything, not everything, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, how many times are you gonna, because now it's not only are they fighting against the toughest conference in the league, but they're fighting against momentum and being able to work together as a whole unit. Because we have to learn that as well. And we all know preseason, mini camps, all that shit, not enough. Not only is it not enough, it's not the same speed. We need to be playing actual football, which means you may not catch y'all's rhythm with each other until y'all 6-7 games in. Now you damn near towards half the season. How many do you win on the last 10 games?
I think this is going to be the most consistent that we've seen the Raiders be in years.
I think so. I just don't know if they have what it takes. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me segue into the next topic. Davante Adams tells his story of how him and his QB almost died in that whitewater rafting situation. Right. And it's funny, right? Because the first thing that they said is Davante quoted, "We don't do any whitewater rafting where I come from." And the first thought I had was, that's your problem for doing white people shit and you're not ready for what it is they're doing. Trust and believe, if one of my white homies was to ask me to come do something that's outside of my cultural background, if you're not an expert at whatever it is that we're going to do, I'm not going to do it with you. You talking about let's go deer hunting? How many times you been deer hunting? All right, now how many times you been deer hunting with a nigga that don't know what the fuck he doing out there? You got to be an expert for me to feel comfortable enough to go with you. And how that ended up working was they said they was in of course they was back in college. They was going whitewater rafting in California, in California Sierra Nevada mountains. It was Carr, Davante Adams, Carr's now wife and the instructor. Now they entered the what is it?
And we lost you?
Yeah, I did see him. He
You
entered
am
the bonsai hole, which is considered a class 4 area whitewater rafting. So you damn near on professional level at that point. So not only did you go with the white boy, but he took you to the roughest place to go whitewater rafting.
Like you said.
Right. So now let me explain. They get into this bonsai hole, right? They say that Devontae and Carr both freeze up and stop paddling. They say that's the number one rule. No matter what happens, you never stop paddling. Because they stopped paddling, they left all the paddle work to the instructor and the wife.
Oh.
Everybody went over. They said luckily everyone was able to swim to shore without, any issues. But what that told me when I read that is y'all niggas freeze the fuck up.
Right.
You freeze. So I can't trust that a team that hadn't been to the Super Bowl since 2002, that's nowhere near constructed in the same way, can pull it off when historically you haven't been the best guy or the best squad under pressure, regardless of who you got. Your two best players just froze in the story we were talking about. So now all of a sudden I'm supposed to trust that you're not going to freeze in a Super Bowl push? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
That's deep.
Love Devontae, love Derek.
You need to put that as part of the combine. So you know what happens when they're in tight situations.
You see, he didn't tell that story until he was a good 6 years into his career.
That boy, he don't love Derek. That boy talked shit all last year about Derek and the year before.
Who,
you don't think that's his boy?
You don't love Derek.
Oh, you know that. You know that. You know that.
That boy kicked the bucket tomorrow. He's like, next man up.
Nah, I ain't gonna be like that.
Next man up.
Moment of silence. All right, let's get back to the Raiders. Who we got up next? No, I'm just playing.
Next man up.
I'm just playing, but that was the first thing that I thought, right? Because you expect Devontae to freeze up in that situation. The nigga's never been in a whitewater rat. Listen, unless we at Kings Island and I'm strapped into the tube, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. So if you invite me to something like that, nah, G, I'm cool. I'm cool on the skydiving, the rock climbing, the outdoor, all that bullshit that I haven't done since a youngin'. Miss me. I missed it. I'm 36. I missed that boat. Not trying it now. So I expect somebody like him to freeze. But if you're the guy who invited your best friend to this and you freeze, you mean to tell me you picked this spot to go? You invited somebody who's never been, who's supposedly your best friend, and then you both enter and you see him panic, and what do? What cars do? Freeze the fuck up.
Cars do.
Stall out.
Stall the fuck out. That's exactly. That nigga was on manual that day. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm glad that they went whitewater rafting up a mountain, because them motherfuckers might have rolled back down that trail. Oh, stall out car is what I'm gonna call him. But,
hey, there's stall car.
But I mean, that's still my squad at the end of the day. I just feel like he's not our guy.
Decision making.
He's not our guy.
You just said it all. Decision making. He improves that gameplay decision making, then maybe he'll be better.
But see, decision making is hard to improve upon.
It is.
Because that's like mental. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you know the playbook. You just aren't passing to the best person on the field. So I don't know
like
what
JV when he keeps hitting square on 2K for the steal and foul and shit. Or
I mean, it's when you can recognize the mistakes that you're making and correct upon them. You're doing exactly what it was that they hired or brought you on to do. But when you constantly make the same mistakes, at this point, I'm wondering if you have a mental hitch.
Mental block, yeah.
Right, and I'm not trying to say like you're slow or something. I'm just saying something in your mind is stopping you from being able to see everything like you should be seeing it.
Something's not clicking.
You're getting nervous. You see the rush and you're slowing down and only honing in on this side of the field. Well, yeah, it makes it hard to throw the best pass when it's on the opposite end of the field.
Right, yeah.
But doesn't he get a lot of yards? He's just not getting the touchdowns.
Yeah, he does get a lot of yards, but he also gets a lot of yards on Yak.
Okay.
That boy's good for fantasy, even though I ain't drafting.
The yards he gets are off of
Big
Yak.
plays.
He's good for quick screens, quick outs to Renfro, and they somehow find their way back into the middle of the field. But as far as Carr earning those yards himself, I haven't seen it.
How come y'all ain't paying Waller, Cliff? What's going on with Waller's contract?
Yeah, I saw that.
And his health issues.
I mean, I think he's a wild card. I think
Why
he's
is
a
that?
wild card.
But you call him the best tight end in the league. So
He is. And that usually, you got to
whoa.
think, that usually is the case. The best at a sport are usually, especially an aggressive sport, are usually
He's top
trouble.
5.
You said what, Brett?
He's top 5.
Nah, I do
give
think
him that.
I do think healthy he's number 1. There's not nobody fucking with him.
You don't think you think he better than Travis Kelce?
Definitely.
Ray Kittle.
No.
What's your boy Les? Andrew?
Mark
Definitely.
Andrews.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
We had this conversation last week, and the only reason why I say that is because all of those players you just named have high usage rates.
He got a high use rate too.
Waller is the number 3 guy. The number 1 guy is Carr's wideout because he's always looking to go deep. So he's looking for Henry Ruggs and Aguilar, Nelson Aguilar, and whoever else can run the deep route. That's what I'm looking for first. You're not open enough. Now I'm bringing it back in. He works outside in, where to me, I feel like you should work inside out. I'm looking at my short routes options before I go to my deep ones. Unless you were the guy called on this play. Like, if it's split running a streak, then, of course, I'm going to look at you first to see if you got your man beat. But if you don't have your man beat, I'm going to my low routes, and then I'm readdressing as I go. I'm progressing through my, you know what I'm saying?
Check downs and all
Right,
that stuff.
Cars going deep. Okay, that's not open. Where are my screens? Those are the only 2 options. No middle of the field unless the play was called to the middle of the field.
He ain't got that, huh?
That's it. That's an interception. If it's a slant route and Carr doesn't hit them in time because he's looking at somebody else, he's throwing an interception because he had already looked at 2 other receivers before he came back to that slant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. Now, addressing the original is Kelce is going to be targeted the most by Mahomes.
Yeah,
Well, for sure now.
That's not
They
a
got-
question. Now it's going to get more evened out, but it's not a question. Even when he had Tyreek, I'm targeting Kelce more than I'm targeting anybody else on this field. Your usage rate is high with Kelce. Look at Mark Andrews. There's nobody else on that team. They have no choice, but his usage rate has to be high. But when you look at the Raiders, who have always had talent at wide receiver, running back, your tight end's not going to be your number 1 guy. He's just not going to be. So we're separating the passes out more. But we all know if Waller was the guy, his stats would be up there. You can put my guy at wideout, and he's going to burn corners. So how
Is that where you're giving him the upper hand? Because I mean, to be honest with you, I like Waller. I think he can catch. He does his thing, but you know, I feel like Travis Kelce and Andrews, they can do the same thing. So what are you giving him the upper hand on?
They definitely can't do the same thing. They
don't think so?
No, neither one of them run a 4.40.
Okay, so you're saying that he just has that speed
He
that
has
is giving him the upper.
a 4.40 and above 40-inch vert, and I can line up across a corner and still abuse them. I'm too big for corners. I'm too fast for linebackers. I'm a in-between kind of player in a bad way for the defense. There's not another tight end like that. Malk made the best point last week saying Kyle Pitts may end up being that. He may end up being that. He's the closest one we have to it. But when you look at a Mark Andrews and a Travis Kelce, those are the type of guys that are going to be where they're expected to be
at all times.
Period. You're nothing else but that. That's why their usage rate is so high, because their quarterbacks damn near don't even have to. We see Mahomes, you don't even have to look to throw it to him, because I know you're going to be there.
Wouldn't that make them the best? Because I mean, you can say the same thing about Cooper Kupp. Like, Cooper Kupp is going to be exactly where he's supposed to be. That's what makes him the number one wide receiver.
The reason why I say he's not, that doesn't make you the best, is because it's not based on that and that alone. And I know you missed the first half of the podcast where I said all Mark Andrews is, which is why he's not working with Lamar like that, is the guy who's going to be in his spot. But the issue is when you don't have the best offensive line and the play breaks down, if I know you're going to stay in that spot, you're no longer effective to me. I need you to get on your impromptu, your freestyle shit, and start rolling out with me so you're still open as I'm trying to get away from this defensive end. They're not that guy. Waller is the guy that can run an out route, see that his quarterback is going to the opposite end of the field, and catch up to him by the middle to be able to get hit. Neither Kelce or Andrews are that.
I've seen Kelce.
I was gonna say I do see Kelce do that entirely a whole lot. He misdirects.
Kelce does have the the brain to know when I need to break off and do my own thing. He just doesn't have the athleticism to always be there.
He doesn't need it. He's still open. For a guy to be at that position and still block throughout the course of an entire football game.
That's one of the toughest spots. I agree.
I mean, and still break out and get you a game-winning catch open with the guy hanging off you.
Well, that's the one where he did the impromptu. He was like, they was playing like this the whole game, and I decided to change my route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and that's not, and don't get the fuck out of here.
Uh-oh.
I just noticed I got somebody's name on the goddamn show list that ain't even on here. I ain't update that. Oh well, but it is bothering me. Let me delete it. But yeah, no, I'm not saying that neither one of them can't. You can't be an NFL tight end without having the ability to go off of your route. Mm-hmm. But my question is, when you don't have an offensive line like that, now Mark Andrews is always hit. Let me put it like this. When you see Lamar get into trouble, he's rolling Mark Andrews' way. You feel what I'm saying? He's rolling into that pass because he knows this is the guy I trust. So if he's going to be on this side, you've seen it before where they're even rushing him from that side. And he'll step around and roll around the defender and rush into the way they're blitzing from. You feel what I'm saying? That's because he knows that's my only option. Usage rate high. But when you got a Henry Ruggs, a Nelson Aguilar, a Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Martin, like the list goes on. They're trying to get Carr all the weapons available.
Kenyon Martin.
You heard that?
Kenyon Martin. You know, I just said his name, Kenyon Drake.
Hey, yeah.
Kenyon Drake.
Hey, I don't know. No offense to you, Cliff, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about, the Raiders, but some of these people you name really just don't do it for me in that particular way. Aguilar, Kenyon Drake, these are people that are barely sticking on teams right now. They not
dynamic. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but the only reason why I brought Aguilar up is because when we lost Ruggs, we had no other speed on the team. Can't win it with just Hunter Renfrow's little cutting ass. So now Nelson Aguilar has to be our deep guy. What happens? Nelson Aguilar gets banged up a bit. What do? We bring in Deshaun Jackson just to run the deep ball.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, Nelson Aguilar really has never really been like the threat that he should be. Like,
no, I agree. I agree, but he has speed, and that's the thing. Like I said, Carr's first go.
Running and you can't catch. What's this?
But hear what I'm saying though. Carr's first go is the deep ball. We've established that. That's the first place he's looking, is that deep ball. So if they don't have a deep threat on the team, I guarantee you he still makes that progression. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even if they don't have a guy to run deep, Carr's still going to look deep before he starts addressing all the players in this vicinity.
He don't do check downs, basically.
Right. Or I'll throw a screen and hope you make it to the first on 3rd and 8.
Well, maybe I don't know.
I'll
maybe
throw an at the line of scrimmage screen and hope that he makes it to the first, as opposed to looking at the receivers that are already past that down marker. That's not a good fit for a tight end. So of course your stats aren't going to look right when you think about having a quarterback like that. But like you said, I'm not trying to stay on the Raiders for too much longer. I will try to do my what was you about to say?
I said fuck the Raiders.
Nigga, fuck your Eagles.
While we talk about the Raiders, segue.
No, hell no. Let's
hold up. One last thing.
Bring it up. Go ahead.
Hold up. No. We ain't gonna talk about the Raiders all night. Listen, I'm gonna give everybody their shine. I was just doing something. I looked at all our teams for this week's matchup. The Raiders versus the Chargers. The Chargers have a 60.9% chance of winning. Okay.
60.9.
60.9, and there's like a 0.6 tie or some shit like that in there.
Well, I mean, I feel like that makes sense to me. They've been putting Chargers well above the Raiders on the power rankings. I got the quarterback power rankings ahead of the season this season, and it's still a lot of questionable selections that I see on it. But yeah, that makes sense to me. Even when you give them the weapons, they're still counted out because they're looking at the guy driving the car.
He's a bad driver.
Come on. That's what they're saying. You still have quarterback regardless of the improvements on defense and the improvements on offense, so it doesn't matter. You have a 40% chance of winning.
Not even 38.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Either way, it makes sense to me. But let's move on. We finally found out why Tom Brady had missed. We always knew, but why he missed his 11 weeks. His wife, Giselle. 11 weeks, what'd I say?
Yeah, I was like, damn, 11 weeks. Yeah, 11 days. I know what you meant, though.
Yeah, 11 weeks, whatever. His wife, Giselle, has moved out of their Tampa Bay home and left for Costa Rica.
I thought she came back. She ain't come back?
No, she's still
I didn't
gone.
see any reports of her coming back.
She's still gone. She's staying at a little condo or something they got there.
I didn't see any reports of her coming back.
Nice resort.
But
if he's in season,
Nah, but it ain't about that, though. It ain't about that. Because this is my thing. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to have to come up with 2 hit the showers tonight because I'm prematurely busting one early. Giselle hit the motherfucking showers. And I'm going to tell you why you got to hit the showers, right? Because she's for the streets.
We know that.
Whoa.
I'm going to tell you why she's for the streets, though, real talk. Because you, at one point in your life, were the highest paid supermodel. You were the highest paid supermodel at one time, right? And what you did was you gambled that your husband, his talent would start dissipating at the same rate that your looks did. And I'm not trying to say like she's not attractive. I'm just saying that we know we got heavy set models. We got all kind of we don't have overage models for a reason. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just stating how it is legitimately. But we all know if Giselle had the power to continue her supermodeling career into her 45th year of existence, she'd be switching down that motherfucking runway. So let my nigga cook. Just because he had a little bit more left in him, you know he can't do it forever. So you can't rock with him for 1 or 2 more years?
Yeah.
You rather leave because you're for the streets?
We don't know that she's for the streets.
You could have left it when you could have went back. You could have went anywhere in the States. She said, not only am I leaving, I'm going to Costa Rica.
She probably went somewhere where they don't get the games. I'm going where they don't get these motherfucking games.
She wasn't watching anyway. She was in the family section and wasn't watching the fucking games.
I agree to a certain extent. I don't know if she's for the streets, but I do feel like, this is his legacy and he can still go. So, give him a couple more years, you know what I'm saying, to do his thing and see what happens. Because I I can't see him doing more than 2 years.
Nah, he's gonna be a commentator when he's done.
You know what I'm saying?
No more than 2 more years, right, in this league. And
Well,
let's be a buck. Nowadays, you could be a commentator and work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think
So that he would even be a commentator.
I think this year is make or break for Tom Brady, not just because of his age, but from what we know of, Tom Brady hasn't dealt with this much off the field controversy that we're aware of, with it being his marital life, his home life. And I think that's going to play a huge distraction. I think he'll be locked in to an extent, but I think we'll see moments where we're like y'all remember that one, was it a playoff game, a regular game, where he thought they had timeouts left? He wasn't aware of either the timeouts. Like, I think you might see a lot more of that happen this year. Like, oh, what? You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, you know how great you were.
Right.
Giselle. You know how great you were. Now you would choose to play with my guy's greatness because we all know one bad career and people are on your throat.
Ooh,
I guarantee what happens. Everybody was like, it was Belichick. He got lucky with Buccaneers the first season. It was Belichick. We know now. Just because
y'all know
he can't get his head right because you want to be for the streets.
Well, y'all know why she went to Costa Rica or whatever too, because of Brady.
Massage therapist.
If Brady fucks up or doesn't have the season that people are hoping for him for, she's gonna get a lot of slander and a lot of like hate mail type shit.
Oh, you know it.
Blaming on her, so she's doing this shit early. Let me get up out of here early. So
I don't know. I think that I would be surprised if he had a good season considering that what's going on at home. Like,
right.
I feel like he needs all that aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people would. So I don't know. I would be very surprised.
Well, he has no offensive line.
Hopefully she comes back mid-season. And
is she gonna block for him?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like he would be feeling good. Like, if she comes back mid-season,
right, it'd be a little.
I feel like he would be feeling good. Like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get the Super Bowl now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just focus on.
He has no O-line.
But as far as that goes, Cliff, I actually been doing some research and hearing different things on the whole O-line thing. You know, Tom Brady's a motivator. You know, he's been showing his O-line already with what all of us have been saying. You know, that you guys can't block for me. You guys won't do this. You guys won't do that. He's going to get them motivated. And you got to think, Tom Brady doesn't – people made a good point. He don't hold on to the ball long. So as far as the O-line goes, I could be more concerned with that if he held on to the ball too long. But he's a get it out there anyways kind of guy. So as long as you can give me a couple, 2, 3 seconds, I'm getting the ball out of there.
He makes good decisions is what I'll say. He makes good decisions when he has the ball. But so did Russell Wilson. And we saw that he was the most sacked quarterback for 3 years running when he didn't have an offensive line.
Hey, listen,
there's only so much bigging up somebody can do because it doesn't increase your athleticism.
They
can't motivate you so much that you block, you gain more speed and quickness and lateral movement.
They ain't gonna let Tom get hit like that.
Right, thank you.
They ain't gonna let Tom get hit.
I agree, but you know what they're gonna do?
They let some niggas get hit.
They'll fake an injury and pull Tom out. Tom hurt his rotator cuff. He'll no longer be in the season, and that just came because you got sacked 7 times within the first 3
They won't do that because Tom is 45 years old and can't afford to waste no time, Cliff. Tom's not letting nobody do that to him.
Tom is not also going to bow out and say, you know what? I devoted myself to this season, and I got too much going on outside. I thought I'd have been able to concentrate a little bit more. I got to leave. That would tarnish his legacy.
Right, so he's going to play. That's what I'm saying. He's going to play regardless of whatever we're
calling it now. Fake injury by week 11.
That's not in him. He's
week 11.
Well, I don't know.
So
we're talking about the GOAT.
Hold on.
Right.
If they got a winning record, he's not faking an injury in week 11. If they got a chance to
injury week 11 and they're ranked 5 and 6.
Win or loss, that's not in him.
The only way Tom Brady is out of there with a fake injury is if there's no hope for the playoffs.
Listen, I'm gonna take it even further. Matter of fact, I wish I could write it. I'm gonna write it down somewhere. Fake injury week 11. They're 5 and 6 is their record, and the nigga has been sacked more than 22 times at that point.
That's not even in Tom. That's not even in Tom.
It's
Brady.
not about Tom, Malk. It's about the O-line.
He doesn't hold on to the ball that long for him to be getting sacked that
Mom,
many.
do you know
Russell
how long a
Wilson.
defensive tackle can get through and into the backfield if
3
there's
seconds.
no offensive line? Right.
0.5.
Right. So how do you? It doesn't matter if you get the ball off quick. If they're getting there before your wide receivers complete their routes, it's a sack. Tom cannot avoid.
Hell, we've seen Tom
They
Brady
ain't letting the golden child get sacked like that, man. They're gonna come up with a new rule.
And unless the motherfuckers is willing to get out there and block for him, it's bad news for Tom. I'm telling you.
We've seen Tom Brady with bad O lines before.
You said what? Nigga, I don't know. You may be beneficial at this point. Shit. He's lost damn near everybody. Last year they were pulling tackles to the guard position and shit. Like what?
But Tom Brady's a guy that he's known to figure it out. Tom Brady's always made it work for the most part with the pieces he's been given, even with the wideouts and running backs. Burt, what's his name? What was his name? The white dude,
Burkhead.
No, wasn't nobody. Tom Brady's always been able to work with the pieces he's got. He's an exception. He's the GOAT for a reason. We're not talking about your average quarterback. We're not talking
one thing Tom Brady has always
had
is an offensive line.
No, there's been years, Cliff, where he's had offensive line.
He's not always had one.
He's had a decent enough offensive line. And what happened last year? Offensive line fell apart. It fell apart really in that first Super Bowl that he got the win and continued to fall apart throughout that second season. Didn't get there.
Yeah, but they still made it to the playoffs.
Well, timeout.
I mean, and you had the Antonio Brown saga and blah, blah, blah.
Cliff. He didn't get there because the defense, the Buccaneers defense blew coverage. Tom Brady was down 24-3 and came back himself. The defense blew the coverage. They can't put that one on. I'm not putting that on Tommy. We can't put that on Tommy. Tommy did what was asked. The defense blew the coverage. That's why they lost that game. It wasn't offensive line. It was the secondary, blown coverage. So, I mean, again, he doesn't hold on to the ball that long. Tom Brady's not stupid. You think he knows?
Who did they play week 1?
They play
the Dolphins. Yep, they sure do play the fucking Dolphins. I guarantee you get sacked at least 3 times in a game.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not fair because we're going to beat them down. But continue.
I guarantee you get sacked at least 3 times in that game.
Y'all gonna lose.
Hell no.
Do we got money? Anybody want money on that?
Who's on the D-line going to sack him from Miami?
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Patriots. I apologize.
Wait,
we play the Patriots.
Hey Siri.
I'm sorry. That's
the Buccaneers play week
PTSD, Cliff.
I
got PTSD.
They play the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they get thumped.
They
get thumped.
Easy win. He's about to tear the Cowboys up.
Wait, where are they? Where are they? Are they in Tampa Bay? Or
they're playing in Dallas. It don't even matter.
Oh, no, they might lose.
He getting sacked twice that game.
Hell no.
He getting sacked twice that game.
Listen, what's dude's name? Micah Parsons.
Oh yeah.
He getting sacked twice that game.
He's coming through.
He's getting sacked twice that game.
Remember,
2 sacks, 2 picks.
2 sacks, 2 picks.
2 sacks, 2 picks.
I think I agree.
Y'all tripping.
2 sacks, 2 picks week 1.
No, that's the wrong matchup for week 1 with
I mean,
what they're dealing with.
That might be true, but he might still pull the win off. Though.
No, I think they do get the win. Les, are you putting your hand up like we in class?
Yeah, man.
Nigga, you better double dutch, nigga.
Right.
Jump in.
All I wanted to say was, man, it's gonna be a crazy week. I'm looking at these matchups, man, as we segue into the pick'em, because I can slide out of here in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at these pick'ems, man. I'm gonna just run. Mike left, so I wanted to run through it. But Buffalo at the Rams.
Yeah,
man.
Buffalo Rams tonight.
Tomorrow night, baby.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tonight's Wednesday.
On the line.
I'm on the fucking podcast with y'all talking about that's tonight, ain't it?
Nah, I wish it was tonight.
Mike dropped off today. Everybody dropping like flies tonight.
Well, I guess these motherfuckers want me to keep my motherfucking belt.
Right.
Nope.
You got the belt from last year?
Oh yeah, I got the belt. What are you talking
That's
about?
because I missed some games.
Well, you shouldn't miss them because
I was ahead.
you shouldn't miss them. Forfeits count as well. But yeah, no, we can run into the pick'ems while we
Yeah, because I was
Well,
I didn't know.
here.
I wrote them all down. I didn't know which ones we was gonna talk about. But Buffalo versus the Super Bowl winning Cooper Cup MVP and Aaron Donald Defensive Player of the Year / Defensive Player of all time. Yeah, they had the Rammies. Which I take on it.
Buffalo.
I'm going Bills.
We already talked about this last or no, there was the offline during the fantasy football thing. We talked about that.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I think I'm going Bills 10 on that.
I was going to say Buffalo 7.
I'm going
we
Bills
talked
10.
about that. Yeah, last time I got money 7. On the game.
Buffalo 7.
I'm going with the Rams.
Buffalo 7. Josh Allen, James Bond.
I think they're gonna win by 7. Buffalo by 7. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout. I don't think either team is gonna allow that to happen. I think it's gonna be close.
That's why I got Buffalo winning by 3.
Okay. I think the Buffalo feel like they should have been in the Super Bowl last year. So because of that, they're gonna try to really come out the gates on the Rams. And if I'm being honest, I don't know that the Rams should have won it last year because you shouldn't have been that close to a first-time team in so long with a second-year quarterback. So I think the Bills are definitely going to make them pay for that.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a perfect score.
Ooh, we got the spread on us. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say the Rams are gonna win.
Okay.
The Rams are going to win by 9 points. And I'm going with the score 34-25.
I don't think it's that high scoring game because both.
All right.
What's it going to be? A safety? Is it a safety? Like, how are they getting to 25?
He said 9.
I'm not sure. He
said 34-25. Those are two very odd scores. Right. Because 34 would mean that they missed the extra point.
Field goals.
Two field goals, right?
Or
they kicked 3 field goals.
But 25, how are you getting there?
I think they're potentially maybe a safety.
You can't get there without a safety.
It's potentially or a missed extra point.
Could or something.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
I don't think either either offense is going to get a safety.
6-6-6.
Les, just say LA by 9.
It's all right. He said what he said. It's written down. It's in the.
Hey, if it happens though,
my G. Fuck the season. I'm giving you the belt for now until we figure out who gets it at the end of it. 24 or 34-25,
bro.
Yeah, that's a high scoring.
Do y'all want to put a bet on an over and under on points, sir? Do you want to
Well, no. I don't have a problem with you saying 9. I have a problem with the score you threw out. That's what's irking my nerves. Is the score.
How many points you scored in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl was what was that score?
Yeah, but that's a Bengals defense, Les. That's not the Bills defense with their ex-weapons.
But I want you to look. I want you to Google for me how many times the game has ended with the team scoring 25. Like just so you can see how often that would happen. That's not a common number to just throw out there.
Likes that. You are
right. You are right.
We didn't get there. We're going to tie.
Hey, those are Raven. Those are Raven scores. That's
Listen.
Still got the by 9. I don't know how they're going to do it, but something's telling me 9 points is right on the money.
Well, who
do you think you are, man? You got the little mystic, Miss Cleo background.
Back go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the next pick on that I had was
Oh wait, we didn't get Malk. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, good.
Remember I got the Bills. I don't have a spread. We're supposed to do a spread.
No, we're not doing a spread. We're just saying how much they gonna win by.
That is the spread though.
Not a full spread though. You ain't gotta give.
No, we ain't doing odds, but that's the spread on how how many points they're separated.
I'm gonna say Bills by 6.
Bills 6.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like the most logical out of everybody's selection.
No, mine's is gonna be the most logical. They gonna
7.
get a last-minute touchdown, and they gonna hit their field goal.
I don't think it's gonna be that close.
I might gonna let you Millie rock on this block. Your team versus the Rams.
Right. He been fighting the
fucking Zoo, man. This shit is pissing me off.
bet.
Man. Still fucking my camera up. I'm just irritated.
Yeah, you off in the cut.
Yeah, that's all right. What was the question? Talking about the Bills?
Bills Rams.
Bills Rams tomorrow night. What team you got?
We know who we think win, but what's the spread?
Nah, I can't go with my boys because we start slow during the season, man.
Ooh, that is interesting.
Rams.
I gotta go Rams by 3. I think we'll keep it close.
I like that.
And then that gives me an out so that I can still root for them all game. And then if they lose, I'm not gonna be mad.
Man,
typical Bills fan.
Right.
Either way,
He trying to figure it out.
Hedge your bets.
Oh,
Yeah, nah, fuck all that.
Vegas Chargers.
You said what? Raiders Chargers? Are you trying to jump to that?
Vegas Chargers. What we doing? We gonna go through all our teams. You know
We
what I'm
in
saying?
LA though, right?
Yeah, y'all in LA.
I really don't give a fuck. They got JC Jackson's out at cornerback, like we said. Devontae doesn't really have anybody that could cover him. Even if you double him, you leaving Hunter Renfrow, Waller, who somebody's gonna be open. I think
that's a hard one, man.
I'm going Raiders. I'm going the same as the playing game we had last year to get us into the playoffs. I'm going Raiders 3.
I'm going Raiders 7.
Raiders 7?
Mm-hmm.
And Mike wasn't here for this. So on that particular game, the Chargers has a 60.9% chance of winning for that one.
Right. We went over that earlier.
Yeah, he was saying Mike wasn't on.
He's trying to help me out.
Oh, okay.
Help me out.
Oh, okay.
I want to add more value this year, so
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I wish I could. Well, since we didn't touch on the power rankings, let me just add that Justin Herbert is ranked 4.
Whoa!
I mean, he gonna do
How?
his thing.
How?
What do you mean how? It's probably based off. Is this power rankings based off of like
potential
is this fantasy?
Throughout?
No, is this fantasy or is this
no?
just
That's
like...
just the NFL.com's 2022-2023 quarterback power rankings. They have Justin Herbert at 4, which makes absolutely no sense.
4 out of 32 starting quarterbacks.
I disagree. Look at how many. I mean, I'm sure he threw a nice number of touchdowns last year, and I'm sure he had the yardage to go with it to put him in that top 5 slot.
No, there's no way. You're below or you're above Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow.
Tom.
That's where he's
Tom
above
they got
them.
at number 1, which I don't agree with.
He's above them probably because he didn't lose.
Tom
any
should
of his
not be. This is really a popularity contest if you really want to be honest about it.
No, he didn't lose any of his offensive weapons.
Who?
So they're probably that's probably why they ranked him up ahead of like
the Chargers.
Yeah,
but everybody else has gained some.
Who? Not Pat. The Chiefs aren't better offensively.
The Raiders definitely are when you put together on paper.
Okay, and they bumped Carr up. So if
the Carr is 12 on the power ranking.
He shouldn't even be that high.
He
was
probably 20 last year.
Nah, he wasn't.
They gave him a bump as well.
And by the way,
Dak Prescott at 9.
I was listening. Did I hear Cliff giving Carr like public head for a minute? Like just saying he was all for Derek Carr?
No, you definitely weren't listening to that because I was chewing his ass a new one.
I heard it because I responded in the chat.
Well, what?
And then you said, after that, like, it's funny because it was literally less than 5 minutes later, you came back and we're talking about the rafting story and that he was going to freeze in the playoffs and that kind of shit. And I'm like,
no. The reason why I know you're wrong and you were listening to a different episode is because
I was not.
I was saying that I have
the Whitewater trip was this episode.
I have the Broncos winning the AFC West and possibly the Super Bowl. And I said the reason why is because Carr always blows it in the clutch. If you were listening to the right podcast,
you did get there eventually. You circled back to that, but you were talking very highly about the Raiders and their chances and talking about
I was talking about the
Whitewater
Raiders'
rafting
weapons.
trip.
I'm talking about the Raiders' weapons, but not Carr.
You did praise Carr at one point. I'll go grab the timestamp for you.
I need you to. I'm gonna need you to.
Because I was in shock listening.
No, you must have heard incorrectly then, because I said because somebody else. We were talking about the Broncos.
All good. We don't have to.
And I was saying, it's ironic that I would go with the Broncos, even though this is the best opportunity the Raiders had, given that they haven't been to the Super Bowl since 2002, and they have the best offense and defense since then. But I'm still going with the Broncos because Carr is.
Carr.
Yeah, right.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. You'll never hear me getting big on Carr. Les even said, if Carr go tomorrow, I said, moment of silence, let's get back to it. What's going on? I'm not fucking with Carr like that.
Let me say this in the Raiders' defense, since we were talking about pick'ems. If they do happen to pull this game off, I think that it is a telltale sign that you guys might actually have the season that you dream of as a Raiders fan, because in all honesty,
I need to see the Broncos.
The Chargers are a top 5 team, right?
Yeah, no.
Hell no.
Well,
so if you can hang with or beat the Chargers, you're pretty much saying that you can hang with or beat the majority of the teams in the league.
Historically, our number one rival has always been the Broncos. The Broncos is the team that we're like, fuck them every time we see them. And the fact that they're at that number 2, arguably maybe even number 1 spot in the division, I know that makes the Raiders feel a certain way.
They ain't going to do a damn thing about it.
I mean, everybody in your division got a 1 next to them, to be honest, if you ask me. I mean...
Well, it came with 2 of us going at each other for week 1.
Well, the Raiders' problem, Carr decision-making. The Chargers improved their defense. We already know they could put points on the board.
Right.
You know what you're going to get out of Russ, but what are you going to get out of his weapons?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're looking at KC. I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes stepping into almost a Tom Brady position where you got no names at receivers, which you do got Valdez, Scantling, you got Juju. I'm not saying no names in that aspect. But what I'm saying is, you still got weapons, guys that know how to cut, know how to fend off a double team. You know what I'm saying? So
you lost that speed though.
You did lose the speed.
Speed and I don't even know what you would call it, the way that he would turn around and just
the route running a bit. And you know what? That brings me to a real quick note before we finish this out. I like the fact that AJ Green responded on Twitter saying, but showed the times that the Eagles wide receivers was chewing y'all's Miami cornerbacks. And the next day they released that video of Xavier Howard getting burnt by AJ Green.
Yeah, whatever.
The only thing they can't say Miami still has on them is that wasn't the first play of practice though, Darius Slay. We don't know that Xavier Howard wasn't tired at that point from being a number 1 cornerback.
Exactly. Yeah.
And AJ Green,
AJ Green shouldn't be burning Xavier Howard.
Yeah, I'm just like, should he even be talking?
He shouldn't be burning Xavier Howard in no reality we live in.
Hey, look, don't worry about it. Whoever he faced Sunday, gonna make sure he got 0 catches.
Listen, but that's all I wanted to say.
AJ Green still play for the Arizona, right?
Nah, he
Philly, ain't it?
Philly, yeah.
Oh, he went to Philly.
Brown.
Hurts.
Hold on, timeout, Cliff. You're talking about AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. Did I say?
Okay, I was
Green?
like,
AJ Green. He kept saying Green. That's right.
AJ
Brown.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm thinking,
listen, AJ Brown can still burn some people.
I was saying AJ.
It wouldn't be a podcast if Cliff didn't get his facts wrong.
Man, get my name.
He already didn't say Curtis.
No, I said Kenyon Martin.
Right.
Kenyon Drake. Yeah, the names. It's so many of them. They fuck me up. But AJ Brown is what I'm saying. There's no world AJ Brown should be burning Xavier Howard. No reality should that be happening.
Why not? AJ Brown's still a beast to me.
Yeah, he ain't
but we talking about the number 1 cornerback in the league.
Yeah,
whoa.
Yeah.
Who?
What?
Who?
Hey.
Even by the wide receivers standpoint.
Jalen Ramsey's the number 1 cornerback.
Nobody.
Not at all.
No.
Statistically, none of that.
No.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I don't even got.
Jalen is a popularity pick. That's not a.
I think
Come on, man.
I think the people would say
Jalen and Young
Okay,
Higgs.
if we're being technical, according to NFL.com, it says J.C. Jackson.
Team he played
the number one.
He went from the Patriots. Now he's with the Chargers.
What article are you looking at? Because
on NFL.com.
Right, but when was it released, Malk? Like, is it an update of
August 10th of 2022? That's pretty recent to me. Less than a month.
That's what I'm saying. If it's too recent, then they're not talking about last season.
They're talking about 2022. That was last season. Right?
August, Malk. Less than a month ago, Malk. Camp had already started. All that had already started. So now they're starting to project based off of what they're seeing.
Xavier's been arguably the best since the last 2 seasons.
Right. I was gonna say 3 almost.
Yeah. They've restructured his contract twice.
Yeah, almost 3 seasons. He's the best cornerback.
After they gave him the highest paid.
Crazy.
But we'll move on. Raiders. Raiders Chargers. Who we got? Q, Coach Mike, Britton, Les.
Raiders. I'm gonna actually go with the underdogs here. I'm gonna stick with you, Clip. I'm gonna say Raiders by 3.
Okay.
Way to start off your year with a loss.
Nigga, you went Rams. You went Rams. 9.
Wait till you get to your Ravens.
We're going with the Chargers. I just looked at the last year and they won 14. I'm gonna go ahead and say they win. I'm gonna say they win 10 this year. I'm gonna say they win 10.
Chargers 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got Q and Coach Mike.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and with the additions the Chargers have. I mean, Khalil Mack, Kyle Van Noy, J.C. Jackson.
No, it does look good. JC's out that week though. Let's not.
Hey, don't agree, Cliff. Though. Don't agree, Cliff, because that's gonna make more problems for Derek Carr decision making.
And it could quite possibly, but he's still out. So
it will. 14-point victory for the Chargers.
Okay.
I was going to say 14 too. I like that number.
Mm-hmm.
That number. All
right. What you got, Mike?
Sloppy game.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be sloppy.
Chargers by 6.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sloppy toppy.
Let's ride.
Hey, that's about to be the new shit. I swear. I need a shirt.
Let's go. Britt brought it up. Let's go. Ravens Jets.
You already saying
Jets by 19.
Did y'all hear that Joe Flacco is starting that game?
Yep, and that actually makes me lean more Jets, to be honest.
Joe Flacco is starting for the Jets.
I trust Joe Flacco back there more than I trust Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Wilson's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Right.
Oh my God.
He has a knee injury. He won't be back till week 4.
I was about to say Joe's still in the
game.
league.
Jesus
Christ. Well, listen. I mean, nowadays he's only 37. If we were going by the Giselle from the streets, we call her Jizzy from the block. If we go by her standpoints, then the average NFL quarterback's career ends at 38. So she thought she would have had 7 more years left with the greatest of all time, but he's still working, so that's too much for her. She in Costa Rica. Hit the showers, ho.
I'm going with the Ravens by...
You should have married Flacco. You'd have been happy.
And
Ravens by 17.
Ravens 17?
Yeah.
We don't even know if Lamar's coming out there. Yeah.
Even if he doesn't, they still got the guy that played backup for him last year.
Well, wait a minute, though. Because they got
Ravens by 17.
Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, Ravens by 17. I like him, actually.
Okay. I do, too.
We run up the score, man. We're going to go Baltimore 21. 21. Man, we're going to play around. Straight savage mode with him.
Yeah, I don't think Sauce Gardner and Joe Flacco is enough, Cliff.
Well, first of all, Sauce Gardner definitely adds a little bit more defense to your receivers.
Right.
I like that.
And you don't have any. Being the Ravens, you don't have any. So if I was him, play all 5 players on Mark Andrews and leave the rest of these bums alone.
Jets got a really good receiver that probably won't shine until he gets away.
Who, Elijah Moore?
Yeah,
I like him.
He's a beast.
I'm going Jets 3.
Jets 3. That's disrespectful.
Well, allow me to disrespect.
Les, you hear this?
I ain't worried about
Ravens 14.
if the Ravens
14.
Actually, Ravens 17 by 17.
See, that same thing I said, Malcolm.
17.
Ravens by 10, but the game is not as close as it looks.
Okay.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying they
the
run
Jets
the ball.
make a run at the end?
No, I'm saying the Ravens run the ball all over them, but can't stop
Well, they can't run the ball. They're out Gus Edwards. They're out
J.K.
Dobbins, and they just recruited Kenyon Drake from the Raiders.
Same thing. Doesn't matter. I think they moved the ball up on them. I think the Ravens have more total offense, period.
Right, Ravens team.
The game is not as close as it looks on paper at the end of the night.
Okay.
J.K. he could potentially return. And as far as Gus and them, I was just going through the IR report. I didn't see them on the IR report still.
Well,
so I don't know.
They're on the PUP list, so they're not even going to be back on the IR report until after 4 weeks.
Yeah.
They don't even care about this first game. That's how bad they're thinking it's going to be. Go ahead and sit on the injury reserve list.
Jets 3. Who you got, Ken?
Crazy.
Man,
no way they're pulling that.
Jets 3. This going to be the first game they like. The Jets got a winning season since 1982.
Somebody tell Clip to bet on
it.
Hey, it's going to be a lot closer.
Odds? I know the odds is crazy. You know, let's know them.
They probably plus 3,000 like the Raiders winning the Super Bowl.
Who you picking, Q? Who you picking, Q?
Well, it's going to be a lot closer. I got Ravens by 4.
Ooh.
Here you go. What? So how they getting?
Wait, by 4?
Yeah, you can get it. You can get a 21-17. You can get a 24-20.
Yeah, he didn't do a less and give points.
I didn't specify, but it easily can happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I feel like you kind of disrespecting the Ravens a little bit.
I don't think.
No, I'm not, because the Ravens are going to think they can move the ball, and they can't, because you can't forget the Jets always have a sound defense.
Man, the Jets were getting back to
Big
that
D
backfield.
Not under Todd Bowles when Todd Bowles was there.
I mean, but they
did have a good defense in Todd Bowles.
Yeah. You got to worry about their defensive line.
All preseason long, the Jets' defensive line were in the backfield.
Yeah, against second string offense.
They're not going to catch. They're not going to catch Lamar Jackson.
But that's the Jets every year. We play them twice a year. I'm used to it. The Bills play them too.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
they have a problem for 3 years.
Well, I mean, for the Bills, they haven't been a problem.
For teams in a process of rebuilding, or like the Ravens in the process of debuilding, that's a problem.
For a team figuring out who their quarterback was, it was a problem.
Yeah, just made a new word up. They're not even rebuilding. They're in the reverse. They're tearing down their squad as we speak to reduce them to rubble, then to begin to rebuild again. They're debuilding.
I still think you guys are. I just feel like you cannot count Lamar Jackson out, and I don't think you can count him out in the sense of like giving him a close game against the Jets, because at the end of the day, if the game is close against the Jets, y'all basically saying that they getting ready to have one of the roughest seasons ever.
Well, Lamar is his best bet is playing like we did back in elementary school. He could be the all-time quarterback.
Yeah.
But as far as playing for the one team and being the best on that team, don't see that as beneficial.
Well, I think that Baltimore needs to solve their backfield. They have to.
Well, I think Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins are two pretty mean running backs.
But they're not available
at the moment, though.
Okay, and you're starting the season without them. That's the reason for.
They ain't your Ray Rice. They ain't your Jamal Lewis. You know, they haven't had that premier running back in a while.
And you cannot be successful in the AFC North without being able to run the ball.
Gotta have some run.
Correct.
Right. So it's up again. It's up for Lamar to be that guy.
We give him Kareem Hunt for Lamar.
He's not gonna last. That's a shame because Lamar's not gonna last.
Right. He might not last that game. You might be seeing Tyler Huntley a lot sooner than you expected.
Just another quarterback to break Britt's heart. I agree. Let's send Lamar to Cleveland.
Listen,
if we got Lamar, we would be cool.
Nah, y'all better with Deshaun.
He would
for
never.
sure.
Y'all would be scared for real.
Never go.
Nah,
For
I mean, is he
sure
ever
y'all
gonna
better with
play?
Deshaun.
Deshaun's arm.
Deshaun's arm, his
His
accuracy,
arm?
his decision, his movement.
His decisions?
Man, I
Oh,
don't
you're
know
talking
why.
about on the field. You're talking about
Right. We're
know what
not
he's
talking
up
about
to.
on the table. We're talking about on
It's
the
been too
field.
long.
Oh,
Not on the table.
Listen,
Not on
It's
the
been too
table,
long. We don't
Christy.
even know what
that
Deshaun.
nigga's
we don't
massage
even know
table
what-
had two holes in it.
is
One
Deshaun
for the
gonna
face,
play
one
this
down
year?
by the waist. He was like, "You can't restrict me, baby. I need my shit hanging."
Oh,
Give me the double hold table.
All right, man.
hey,
Moving on.
that's why Deshaun wasn't getting no love. He must have been playing short of expectations. If 6 women tell you no, there's something right there that you should know.
Yeah, I'm taking risk week one.
New
I'm taking
England.
big risk week one because
Oh,
we
you
gonna move on to
disrespectful.
Eagles Lions, and I'm going
Wants to give
Lions
up.
on this
He
one.
wants to give up that
Oh, you're
Whoa.
You're tripping.
Ah,
There's no way.
I'm going
Yeah,
Lions on this one.
it's okay, guys. Cliff got shoulder surgery for everyone out there who may or may not know.
Did you have
He's
the
on a few-
surgery, Cliff?
He's on a few prescriptions right
Yeah,
now.
I'm stuck in the sling right now.
He's
Okay,
not fully
I see
aware of
you.
what he says sometimes. So
Nah,
so-
no medication, which is why I'm drinking my beer. And I'm not looking all fucking zombied out this episode. But
right.
this is clear-headed.
Ah!
Lions, I'm telling y'all, they're coming out the gate swinging in a way that
Listen,
I don't think a lot
There-
of
Why,
Listen,
Cliff?
Jared Goff
Why?
could not swing. Like his hardest swing is not going to do anything for anybody. Like
Cliff.
Matt Ryan's got him a Super Bowl, and they both swing the same, in my opinion.
How can
you
you
are
like Bill
crazy.
I'm gonna continue saying that. There's no reason
No.
why Matt Stafford should have struggled like he did against a second-year quarterback with a first-year wide receiver. You got Von Miller that you lost, who's now in Buffalo, right? So that's defensive rushing that you're not going to have. You still got Aaron Donald, but you're also lacking at the tackle position, which is why you move him on certain formations.
What are you getting at? Because I'm not following you.
I'm getting on the fact that you lost your almost Super Bowl MVP in Odell.
Okay.
You lost
He
one
was
of,
already doing this thing before he got there. But
you
go
lost
ahead.
one of your better edge rushers, or the league's better edge rushers, regardless of age, and Von
Came
Miller.
at the end.
Those are two positions alone right there that you.
But what are you?
What I'm getting at is if y'all didn't
what do you see
succeed
in
in that
Detroit?
last drive
Who-
to Cooper Kupp, you wouldn't have won the championship. You got beat by a second-year quarterback. First time in history that's ever happened. Now,
Yeah, but
the fact that
you're-
you didn't improve your team, you've only de-built it to bring it back around to lessen the
yes,
risk.
but it wasn't, and I don't want to use this word, but I'm gonna use it because Cliff's using it. It wasn't de-built to the point of losing to the Lions. You get what I'm saying? Like that's a hell of a drop. That's a hell of a drop that you're.
Well,
you're
the
getting.
Lions. Well, first of all, I feel like so the Lions. That was another guy. First of all, Goff's not good enough to
That's
where
my point.
he's not good enough to where you could give him a subpar O line.
But that's what they were paying him to do.
But my
But to
point
play
is,
without a subpar O line, even though they knew he couldn't operate without a subpar O line.
He won't be the first and he won't be the last.
That's a bad GM decision right there. I just want to recognize what you just said. That's a bad GM decision if that's the case. You can't pay anybody to operate better without.
Joe Burrow. They paid Joe Burrow that first year. He did get hurt, but they paid him to come in there knowing that offensive
And what
line-
did they do? They improved it the year they won the Super Bowl. They passed on Kyle Pitts to improve their O-line. Did they or did they not?
Who
They-
won a
They improved on the
Right, and
no,
then they
no,
got to
no.
the Super
Went to
Bowl.
the Super Bowl.
And
That
then
what
they
he
got
meant.
to the
Win.
Super Bowl. I didn't say win.
Yeah. He meant
I'm
win.
just saying This is the first season that the Lions have done anything to improve their offensive line. We're getting Penei Sewell, and they got a trade pickup. And they got a trade pickup. So what I'm saying is now you get to see Goff with a decent O-line when he never could operate without one.
But can I explain something to you, Cliff? Let's get back to the
point
of you talking about.
Goff ain't got it.
Well, first, before you explain anything you want to explain, give me your picks, because like I said, I'm going Lions 6.
You said you said what drugs was you on from the shoulder?
What was I on? Listen,
you said Molly Percocet.
They tried to give me a whole motherfucking pharmacy. I was like, I don't know about all that, but I took all the good ones.
Had him night. Man, I'm going with my Eagles, of course, and I'm going with Philly. Man, you fucking around. What you want the Lions? Well, I'm gonna say 14.
14. I was gonna say 12.
I was thinking 12.
I was gonna say 12.
I don't
12
want
would be a smart pick. Eagles 12 would be a smart pick. But if I'm standing on everything I've been talking about before the season started, I said the Lions were going to come out a lot hotter than anybody expected. And it would be dumb for me to say that the very first game, the best opportunity they have at beating an Eagles team that hasn't worked the best with each other yet, like a brand new team, this would be the opportunity. Because they don't know, Malk, because minicamp, training, preseason is not on the same speed or level as a regular game. So all they can go off of is minicamp, training, and preseason. So they don't know where they're at yet.
Not that this is going to sway my my pick, but where are they playing? Are they in Philly or are they
in Detroit?
They're in Detroit.
You can get 50-yard line seats. You can get 50 yards.
Yeah, they're in Detroit. Yeah,
for under $300 because it's fucking Detroit.
So I'm gonna go with Malcolm and say Philly by 14.
Okay.
We got
even 21 to fill. You know,
we got a squad low key.
14 or 21. Man, Darius Slay got turned around and dropped by Tyreek Hill on the first play of practice.
I'm not worried about that. We just picked up
Cliff, Philly by 17.
Philly 17. Okay.
Cliff, look, Cliff. Literally, that happened, and I think a day later we picked up C.J. Gardner-Johnson. As soon as that Tyreek
y'all need assistance.
As soon as that shit happened,
so
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Because Darius Slay shouldn't have never been your number one guy in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
they shouldn't have never believed. They shouldn't have never believed him.
Hey, and what punk ass team did we get him from?
Who did y'all get him from?
The Saints.
Detroit Lions.
Who?
Detroit Lions. Look it up.
He had already moved over to the Lions?
No, he came to the league playing only for the Lions, and we got him from the Lions.
I'm taking.
I know he's fairly young, but I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was the Lions, but I didn't think it was the Saints either.
He was the shit for the Lions. One of them where he was a star, like kind of like Namdi Asamoah, star somewhere else, and we get him.
Well, Namdi Asamoah was actually a star in.
He was for the Raiders,
right?
But he came to Philly and
one of the best corners at that point, but then started fucking up.
Hold on, you talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, right?
No.
We were talking about
Darius Slay Jr.
Right, Darius Slay.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he came from the Lions, but CJ, he came from the Saints. You're right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah.
Who you got? Eagles, Lions.
Man, look, I was on board with you, Clear, with the Lions pick last year I like their defense. I'm a defensive guy. Eagles by 3.
Eagles 3. Okay.
Oh my God, you guys.
By 3. Hey, hold on, Q and Cliff.
Hey,
yo,
you in the Motor City? First game of the year.
Wait a minute, y'all motherfuckers can't question the nigga with the belt. So question your picks.
Wait
till week 1 to find out what mine do, because as far as I know, mine got me the belt last year.
I thought that we tied last year, or did I lose by 1?
We tied. You lost by 1, and that 1 so happened to be the college national championship.
That's bull.
Alabama, Georgia.
That's bull. You gotta cut that belt in half.
You were the one who said add that game to the pick'em. I didn't even want to include it.
That's bull.
You beat yourself.
Right. I should have rolled with punk ass baby.
And once again, it was me and I think one other person that went with Georgia.
But I will say that the Eagles defense, looking at our roster, we did improve from defensive line to linebacker and secondary. Like Nakobe Dean from Georgia, I like that pickup. He's a rookie. I think he'll start eventually. Jordan Davis is a good nose tackle to go with Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. Brandon Graham should be healthy this season. We got James Bradbury's punk ass corner from New York Giants. I don't know much about him. And then Slay's got to step up. And then that C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I like him as safety, so we'll see.
Nah, those are all great picks in my opinion. Even the Bradbury pick is a decent pick in my opinion.
Philly 13. Cheesesteaks 13.
Jared Goff ain't
Philly
going to be
13.
able to fuck that clip. That defensive pressure is going to get. And we got Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett.
It's all right.
No?
I really should say Philly 20. Change mine to Philly 20.
And Jalen Hurts, the leader. Man,
Philly 20. I like y'all squad this year. I feel like
I've been saying that, but
somebody's gonna go off. So Philly 20.
Can't give it to them.
New England, Miami. What's up?
Philly 10.
Philly 10. Okay.
Right guard looks a little weak on offense, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have issues, especially with Aiden Hutchinson coming out the backfield for y'all.
That's fine.
He been looking like a monster.
Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Pro Bowlers. That's fine.
Well, Jason Kelsey is a center.
Right.
Won't touch Hutchinson. We're
gonna combo block. Combo.
Well, if you're combo blocking with your center and your tackle, you're already fucked up.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's a fact, Jack. You're fucked up. Because if you're pulling your center to the outside to block the edge rush, then the tackles and the guards, all of them are straight in your backfield. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they are.
Stop.
Well, we got a solid offensive line.
We got your pick. That's all we needed. Next up, Pats Dolphins in Miami.
Miami 17.
Patty's 7.
Pat 7.
I'm going Pats 10.
Oh, okay.
Mac Jones is
Dolphins 14.
He was offended. Look at him.
Hey, Mac Jones put on weight. He didn't put on weight.
Y'all the ones got to wake up, not me.
Hey, Q, be real. Q, who's the better quarterback, Mac or Tua? Be honest.
I'm going Dolphins 17.
It's not about you. Think about systems.
Oh,
that's what you looking at.
But you are though because Mac was picked based on the Patriots system.
Yeah, he plays
was picked
what
to
they
turn
want.
The Dolphins around. That's two different.
Okay,
things.
fair enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn him around. Q.
And
I
then
don't
we gonna win by 17.
I do think 17 as well.
And they
you
were
said
both
17.
wrong.
You going with me?
Yeah.
Hey,
I said 17.
Dolphins by 17.
Yeah.
Mike, what'd you say?
He said Tua was picked to turn the Dolphins around. Mac was picked for the Patriots offense. I said they were both wrong. This game ends in a tie.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. That's just.
I was about to say he went less on this.
Whoa.
I was just gonna draw one slash
No.
his.
That was a AFC East joke.
Yes, it was.
Oh, damn, Q.
Nah, I'm gonna go the Patriots. After seeing them last year, where they just ran the ball if they had to, is going to be thunderstorms in Miami. Running the ball is going to win. Patriots by 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We got 4 running backs back there now.
Hey, Q, who's you guys starting running back? Is it Mostert?
They still haven't chosen. It's out of Chase Edmonds and Mostert.
It's committee.
Yeah, it's gonna be committee because you still got Myles Gaskin.
There aren't backs in the league anymore that aren't committee.
But you can't get everybody the ball, Q.
That's where the Saints changed the game right there. Because we got used to the Saints over the years in their Super Bowl times running 5 guys in the backfield. You know what I mean? So.
Well, we'll go down to our last pick 'em, and then we'll get to hit the showers and wrap it up. Last one, Browns Panthers.
Man, you know what? I'm going with the Browns, but it ain't gonna be pretty. That's what I think. It is gonna be Browns by 3. Browns by 6.
Okay.
Panthers.
Panthers. Okay.
Panthers by 6. Mayfield gonna light y'all up.
I know he pissed.
Hush.
I know they also revamped the playbook, so it wasn't like Sam Darnold had an even playing field with knowing the playbook from the year before. So I do think Baker beat Sam Darnold out for that QB1 spot 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10.
Right.
But I don't know if that's enough to get them to win either, even with the Jacoby Brissett at your quarterback in Cleveland.
Well, who's that wide receiver they got from the Jets that Baker doesn't get along with? What's his name? Robbie
Anderson.
Yeah.
Robbie
Anderson. And you got, he's a threat. He's a threat.
Man,
and DJ Moore. They got they got DJ Moore too, Cliff. I mean, come on now.
Panthers.
Hello, guys. Let me just remind you of something. Baker does not know how to get them the ball.
Still Baker. Yeah, I'm going Browns. I'm going Browns 3.
Listen, Baker's best bet is that McCaffrey goes nuts. That'll be the only way that they win.
I'm going Browns I'm going Panthers 10.
Panthers 6.
Yeah, McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Baker. Yeah. Bobby Anderson.
I can't wait till your Eagles lose to the Lions.
It sounds good. Good.
Browns by 3.
Browns 3.
Thank you, Mike.
This is the one time all season.
I mean, this is Cleveland. Come on.
This is Cleveland. They'll win the first 4 or 5 games, and then they'll choke away the fucking season.
All right.
Cleveland's known to,
It'll be a Miami record, but instead of going 8-0 in the last, you gonna fuck off the last 3/4 of your season. You gonna go undefeated your first 4 games?
No.
Oh no, that's
3-4 games. I can see, and then fuck off the rest of the entire season.
No, that's not.
But your boy may be coming back, so they can't fuck off everything. So yeah, the Browns may end up being 6, 7, and 10 with the wins coming from Watson at the end of the season.
That's what they want. They want him to just maintain until Watson gets there.
Yeah, but I think that they do come out. I think the Browns come out a little threatening as well in the beginning, but they end up being a pussycat. Who you got, Q, in that game?
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Got you now.
I'm sure. I got Panthers by 13.
Okay.
Hard man.
Something about McCaffrey and Baker, man. I just think it'll work.
And Baker got
I'm sorry.
No. Baker's t-shirts that he got out for this game, his revenge shirts that he got.
What did it say?
Let me pull it up.
How many times Baker has 2 feet and he shot himself in both of them? How many times does Baker miss shooting himself? Honestly, though, like an honest question, not even trying to joke around. How many times is Baker set up in a good situation, he fucks it up on his own? I say he's similar. He's comparable to a Carr. He just has more confidence.
Right.
Like him and Carr are the same.
And maybe not earned confidence.
Right. No, you're correct.
It's kind of irritating, actually.
If Carr had Baker's confidence, you may be closer to a top-level quarterback.
So one of the shirts has his face on it, and it says "off the leash," saying that now he's off the leash.
Right.
Free from the dog.
And then another one just has him on it as a Carolina Panthers quarterback. But
yeah, he ain't ready.
He about to bring his standards down. But again, I feel like the only thing that's in his favor is, he got most of his yards came from yards after the catch, right? So he's throwing it to Chubb, he's throwing it to Hunt. They're getting an additional 20 yards, whatever it may be. And, that's what McCaffrey is good at. So my thing is, his best bet is McCaffrey goes nuts just based off little dump offs that he's giving him.
Listen, this ain't no dual practice, McCaffrey. Don't be spiking the ball at nobody when you get hit close to the sideline, or that might be the end of y'all season. Because suspension's coming now. You starting fights.
Incitement riots and stuff.
So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good game just because, one, they know each other so well. Right. He knows the Browns inside out. The Browns know him inside out. So I'm curious to see who's going to prevail.
This is the new Browns, though. I will say that.
No, it's the same Browns. It's the same Cleveland.
It's the same Browns.
No, it's not. It's a new Brown.
Team.
It's a new mindset. It's a new Brown.
How many different quarterbacks have the Browns had in the past 20 years? Hell, even
hella. But y'all, hold up, real quick, y'all. Get it out, and then
all I'm saying is Cleveland is gonna do what Cleveland has always done. And
we gonna win.
Yeah. All right.
The only thing that makes me nervous is Brissett is not like a high scoring QB. He's like a maintain, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna he might get you 2 touchdowns, and that's pretty much gonna be it. But shit, Baker does the same thing. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Is just like he's not the type of QB that might get you 4 touchdowns in a game. So we almost need Nick Chubb to
go crazy.
To go nuts, and then him also get his little 2 touchdowns.
I don't know. I don't see points being too easy for Cleveland in that game
either.
I think Cleveland finishes last in the division. If you look at their division,
they are.
Britt, you guys are, especially if you lose to the Jets.
First, we're not gonna lose to the Jets.
If y'all lose to the Jets, you know y'all are gonna finish.
We lose to the Jets. That means Lamar's leaving.
I mean, it could be both. Lamar's leaving, and you're finishing last in your division.
All right.
If you guys lose to the Jets, you're going to finish last in the division.
Nah. Hey, if we lose to the Jets and Lamar leaves, I'm calling he either goes to I like that San Fran option that Cliff keeps talking about.
The best one.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's
the best
trade
one.
Lamar. That's
and then you get Lamar to bring up Trey, who's not going to be able to play. It's going to be a Jordan Love situation, but at least Trey Lance can then go off to another team and make something happen for himself.
I don't know if I could see Lamar going west.
You don't think?
No, he's seen.
Wouldn't you rather be in the NFC though, if you were Lamar?
Well, sounds good, but I hate to say it, he's a mama's boy. Okay.
He coming too.
Yeah, but no, it's not the same. It's not the same when you're a mama's boy, you're a homeboy. You're not willing to be too far from.
She coming too. He ain't
she
gonna
coming,
his mama.
But it ain't the
same. But you know what though? This is what I think. I think Lamar is a winner, and I think he's a winner. And I think he's willing to go where he feels like he can win, where all the pieces make sense. So if it happens to be San Francisco, I think he will go to San Francisco, and that's a great place to continue your legacy as well. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that's happened there, I think that he would be willing to go there. I think where he wouldn't be willing to go is where there's a lot of uncertainties if he gets to that point.
Man,
he might
go ahead, Liv.
He might go to the Jets.
No.
You know what though? If he was wanting to stay in the AFC, I think that would be a pretty wild selection that could make some noise potentially.
That would require intelligence on the Jets GM.
Well, see, here's the thing, because here's the thing. If he can negotiate the same thing that Deshaun was trying to negotiate with the Texans, like I'll come to y'all in New York if y'all allow me a position in y'all's front office to be able to be in on the meetings and say, no, I think we should go this route. And right now, I don't think that the Jets have an option but to accept that if they get a Lamar Jackson type quarterback. They've been fucking up too much in the past. Why else wouldn't you want to take an elite quarterback and take his word for things?
Nope. Jets have no interest in that.
Yeah, I don't see it. I can see the Jets accepting that situation. You don't have Flacco. You have Zach Moore, Saved by the Bell quarterback that got injured in his first year that has cost him a big chunk of the remaining
You got to remember, this is the organization that started Vinny Testaverde for years. Started the dude from USC. Like, come on, man.
Listen, they barely got the win over Johnny Unitas going with Namath.
Right. Like this is not an intelligent organization.
No, I agree, but I also
has not
think
been good since Keyshawn wasn't behind the desk. That was the last time the Jets were.
That
good.
is a great.
Listen, if the Browns can eventually make a change, who's to say the Jets can't? Because to me, I mean, not to bring it back.
I mean, what change have the Browns made?
No, I honestly, as far as like what they're looking for, what they're willing to do, like think about it. This is, to me.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a smart idea. I'm not giving New York that credit.
I'm just saying, like, to me, the Browns are clearly under new management, and they're making some change. They're doing things that they wouldn't normally do. So with that being said, I have faith that the Jets can do it too. And we will see the difference this year. Not saying that we're going to have like a great season, but I feel like it's going to play out a little differently. Like, I feel like the old Browns would have kept Baker.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
This is the team that has the same quarterback jersey that the Bills do with 15 different names on it. So you think
but listen, you know what, but listen, they when it comes to talent wise, Baker's one of the best quarterbacks that they've drafted. And honestly,
they said the same thing about Johnny Football.
I'm not saying that he's great, but I'm not saying that he's great, but he is one of the best quarterbacks that they drafted.
I'm with Britt.
And I feel like in the past they would have continued to run with him, especially considering that he played injured last year.
I am talking about historical evidence.
Well, listen, but I'm just saying this is a new Browns, because I'm telling you, the old Browns would have kept running with him.
You're right. Because my whole thing is they wasn't going to release Baker until he got caught bumping a rail like Johnny Manziel. They said let's graduate to suspected sexual assaults over the drugs for the sake of the way it looks like on the organization. That might be the only change they made. Nah, they are on track to making some changes, though. I will keep it a buck. And I feel like the Jets are too. And it's going to end up coming down to who you're going to go with at quarterback. That's the only reason I'm going with the Jets by 3 in this game, is because we have Flacco playing.
I still think that's crazy.
Not Wilson.
I still think it's crazy.
And if Callie was on, Callie would say, nah, G, you got to go with Wilson, son.
How many times Callie is the Jets expert?
Yeah, you got to go with Wilson.
How many times did you say Brady was going to be sacked?
At least twice against the Cowboys. Well, I said 2 times. I said he gets sacked twice. And then we said, 2 interceptions?
Yeah, 2 picks.
Listen, you know who's going to get fucked up?
Who?
Flacco. They will make it happen somehow.
No, I can see that. I can definitely
Flacco's old ass is going to get fucked up this week.
I can definitely see that happening. But bring in the King of New York, Mike White. Bring Mike White in.
That was one fluke.
Yeah, it was.
Bring in the King of New York. Bring in Mike White. I know his name ain't Frank. If his name was Frank White, he would be starting off of that alone.
Hell no.
They'd be like, start Frank White. New
Only
Yorkers
Frank
want
they
to
like was Frank
Frank.
And bada bing, bada boom.
Baby and all these motherfuckers to sleep. But I'm not concerned. I mean, I really think I have more faith in Flacco than Wilson. I do think
Flacco's too old.
You
man.
throw up
get
a good point
there.
that if they can get back there on him, get him a little frazzled.
Out of here.
That's the issue. But did we hit the showers? Did y'all hit them?
I'm giving my flowers to punk ass Jason Peters, because he signed with the Cowboys with his old ass, and he said a couple years ago when he was still playing for Philly that the Cowboys were arrogant and basically was down in the organization. Now he didn't sign the deal with Jerry Jones and said it's a dream come true type shit.
You take what you can get.
It would be a dream come true to play for the Cowboys. Yeah, that's a great place to play.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Dallas.
Sorry, it's not Philly. Same division though.
Ooh, goodness
I
gracious.
just hate Dallas.
Man.
Can I hit the showers?
Of course.
I got 2 of them. I got one for Callie. You ain't show your punk ass up.
He said I can't show up on a Jets Ravens week. I got
man. So yeah, he showed to get this work. And two, you know what I'm saying, Hardball, Biscotti, Roman, you know what I'm saying, yo, get Lamar the bag, all right? Because if Lamar does not stay at Raven, bro, we know we're gonna tank. We're gonna be like Detroit Lions, okay? No disrespect, but
they got Detroit Lions winning this week.
And that's crazy. That's blasphemy. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't approve. But yeah, so nah, man. Just I'm saying, come on, Ravens, man, get together. Y'all might have to make me switch my favorite team. If y'all, I've been rocking.
He gonna pull a bread. He gonna pull a bread.
Hey,
that must be an AFC North thing. That must be an AFC North thing, huh?
With the Ravens
team mid-season.
I'm talking about permanently, bro. Easy to figure it out. And I'd be like, this ain't it. Yep. But yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Lamar, sign a deal, bro. Let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? And good luck to all y'all.
No, I'm with that. Who you got, Cusifer?
Man, I hate to do it to my own coach. But he got to hit the showers, man.
Oh, Booten?
Man, he old goofy motherfucker, man. Just goofy, man. Just stop being so fucking goofy.
His name is Budenhauser.
What'd he do?
I think they asked him about, what was it, about playing Bill Belichick this weekend? Mm-hmm. And he was like, can there be a larger disparity in win-loss totals ever? And like, dude, what the fuck that got to do with it?
What is that, like a backhanded compliment almost? Like,
that's what I'm saying. And then he had to say, it would be a bigger deal if him and Belichick was on the field doing Oklahoma drills.
Right.
I'm like, dude, like, man, hit the fucking shower, man.
He's weird.
Go sit your nerdy ass down.
Season just based off of y'all's head coach being
like, no, but he's smart though. So like, just be smart.
Hell
like,
no, that shit don't translate into football.
You right, because you see Elon Musk calculate the question for a good 30 seconds before he chooses to speak on it. And when you say some dumb shit like that,
man, you gotta hit the showers.
Yeah, he's just weird. So was Nick Sirianni. Both of them new coaches is weird.
Hey, hit the showers, Mike. I'm sorry.
Who's y'all's coach trying to plant flowers and shit?
All right.
I'm just saying, I feel like it's a lot of cucks nowadays. Like, why would you ride my nigga's dick like that? I don't give a fuck if I came out from under Bill Belichick and you asking me how does it feel going up against him. Have you asked him? Because he got something coming to him that he don't know what's coming yet. You hear what I'm saying? Ask him about that. I can't quite articulate because I wasn't ready for the question, but he finna get his ass whooped is what I'm getting. Ask him how it feels about getting his ass whooped.
Look, that ain't what a Miami fan want to hear. I want to hear, man, Tua got some bombs cocked and loaded. I want to hear, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear Melvin Ingram came over on his deal and he ready to hit by 12 sacks. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear something good. I want to hear this man got more wins than me. Come on, man. Hit the shower, bro. Just
it's sucker talk.
Stay in there till Sunday.
It is. That's like I understand respecting another man.
Right.
But I don't know if I think somebody's better than me, that makes me want to beat them that much more.
Well, I don't think anybody's better than me. So with that being said, I think, they may have like done certain things better than me, but overall, I like to, in my head, just think that I'm the best. And even if I do agree with certain greatness, I refuse to admit it. Like, I'm not going to say it. It's not going to be on TV. And if I do say it, it'd be like when I'm alone in the shower. No.
Like, on her hands and knees.
Yeah, like something.
Scratching her scalp like, this motherfucker's better than me.
It's a little whisper, you know what I'm saying? But that's it. Like, I'm not about to, you would never, ever, ever catch me publicly just putting somebody above me. And I'm not even saying it like in the sense of like they are not great, but I just refuse to say it.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying.
The best response I've ever heard to a question like that. Jeff Varian, head coach, St. Charles. First time we beat DeSales in 36 years. They asked him, this has got to be like a great feeling. This is the first time in 36 years, blah, blah, blah. And you know what he said?
What?
No comment. And walked away.
That's because he's a fucking gangster, man. That a gangster. That's because he's a gangster.
Nothing to say in that moment.
That's because he's a gangster. And that's the best thing to say if you don't have anything to say.
Right. And let them think. Let them wonder. All right. I'm going to give my hit the showers. My hit the showers goes to the Ohio State coaching staff. Ohio State continues to be a poorly coached team.
I agree with that.
Are you basing this off our week one?
I am basing this off of historical watching the Buckeyes for the last 10 seasons. We are not a well-coached team.
Is it our offense?
The best athlete, more so on offense. I think the defense actually, other than giving up a long ball in quarters. Hold on. Let me walk through this. Other than giving up a long ball in quarters coverage, fucking cover 4, and you give up a 40-yard gain on the first play of the game, fine. I can wipe that one away a little bit. They had their backs against the wall a lot of the night, and they actually held their ground relatively well, like seeing the sack at the end of the game. That being said, there were multiple times during that game where the offensive coaching staff and the head coach, Ryan Day, made some stupid fucking calls. Clock management, number one. If the game is ticking down and you are calling timeouts in order to get the ball back, do not let the clock run out. Don't take a fucking knee. Then why did you call the timeouts in the first place?
All right.
Just dumb shit. Second of all, they're up. They're up 7 with about 11 minutes to go, and we are running fucking hurry up. Why the fuck do you run hurry up in a game that's that close with 11 minutes to go when you are up?
All right. You wear that clock out.
Well, let me say this.
Coaching. It is shitty coaching.
Well,
and
before you say it,
should they have decided to actually just run the ball down their throat like they did in the last 6 minutes, the game would have been over 10 minutes early.
My whole thing is, and I was just jumping in to rebut, I haven't been impressed with the defense at all in the past 3 to 4 years myself. I think they look pretty shitty.
What you've done is you've gone out and you've gotten some of the best defensive linemen in the country.
Now that's helped. They made plays.
They kept you in it.
Right, but as far as your defense as a whole, it's not there either.
No.
They don't look anything like the Ohio State we've come up on.
No.
I don't know. To me, Ohio State's defense the past few years has been shaky. I haven't liked how they played these defense the past few years. But based off of the game week 1, I'm with Mike. I thought the offense looked very sketchy, and it had me worried. And I was texting my brother like, "Man, this offense is looking trashy."
Stroud was in his head the entire game.
He
was in his head the entire game. Entire game I watched because it was to the point that I had to walk away, turn the channel, come back. Like that's driving me crazy.
I say that being at the game, and I'm that asshole that's at the game when the ball's on the other side of the field. I'm literally turning around to watch the big screen.
Right.
But you know what, though? He suffers from what a lot of QBs suffer from. He's good, but he doesn't want to make a mistake. So
Ohio State quarterback, he's not that good.
Well, I mean, he's decent. He's decent. You know what I'm saying?
Decent. Like, I'll give him that.
He's decent, but I feel like
Sorry, go ahead, Britt.
I'm sorry. I was going to say his biggest mistake is he doesn't want to make a mistake. So instead of going with instincts and kind of letting it fly, he's holding it that extra second or two, and then his window could disappear. So
and he also has the same problem. I'm dealing with this at the high school level right now. We have a quarterback, same problem. We'll hold on to the ball. Motherfucker, you got 15 yards in front of you. Get the first down.
Right.
Fucking run.
Like, make a decision. Either get rid of the ball or take off, but don't just play around with it. No, I get that 100%.
That's too cautious. That's called being too cautious. They're too cautious.
But think about it, though. The Ohio State's never been good at quarterback selection. Ever. 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 Well, wait. You know the guy I always hop back to.
Who?
Bobby Hoyne. Bobby Hoyne, in my opinion, was the last like good quarterback that we had. I don't mean like, and the only reason why I say that is he wasn't a pure athlete.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bobby Hoyne was not a pure, other than everybody's a pure fucking athlete. And when we don't have a pure athlete, that makes
Craig Krenzel.
That makes a few bad plays. He's out of there. I.e. your Joe Burrows, i.e. your Quinn Ewers. All these players that aren't your pure athletes, that can't just skate with the ball if they want to. You get rid of them if they don't make the right read. And it's like, well, a guy that only makes reads may make the wrong read a few times out of a game.
Right.
But a guy that doesn't have to make reads at all, I'll just take off if I feel like it, is an awful quarterback. No matter how many yards you put up or how good your completion percentage is because you only threw 10 passes throughout the game. I don't respect that as a quarterback. That's what you got a running back for. Use them.
Well, I think that's part of their motto of success. And that's why they kind of rolled that way. They haven't really been with the traditional QB in so long, in my opinion.
That they give up good ones.
Craig fucking Krenzel. That was the last time he had a pocket quarterback.
He's stupid, man. Well, not really,
we won a national title with him. What you want?
We just had Joe. And the whole time we had Joe, I was screaming, why the fuck is JT Barrett in the game? Why is he in the game when you can bring a guy in and run a 2-minute drill?
But did Joe play? Did we play Joe, or were we playing JT and then who was it? Who was it before JT and after JT? They brought in somebody else.
JT was
I don't know, but they were it was like, hey, we got this guy that's better than JT. I don't know. They kept bringing in people with similarities it was like they were getting faster type deal. I can't remember.
I mean, it was the Urban Meyer era in that offense. Like, Mike's a running quarterback, blah, blah.
Which is cool. But I'm with you, Mike. I do agree. That offense looked very shaky, and it was very scary. But
it wasn't before JT, was it? It was somebody in between.
There was somebody
Braxton.
Braxton Miller.
Another, not really a quarterback.
All the same. They're all the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is JT's not fast enough to play wide receiver.
To me, it did as well. And then, too, you were talking about how they were playing hurry-up ball. But do you feel like they did that because they wanted the points for the grading, the grading system at the end? If it comes down to it, like, hey, you only beat who they played.
The only reason
Notre Dame by 7 type deal.
The only reason why I challenge that is, historically speaking, in terms of the college football playoff rankings, the first 3 weeks don't mean shit. Like, they really don't. Like, if you lose, maybe, but even then, you can overcome an early season loss according to how the rankings end up working out, because it's a popularity contest at the end of the season. Now, do I agree with that in standing? No, I don't. I liked it better when it was all points driven and strength of schedule and like the BCS. I thought we should have gone to a playoff system with the BCS system, personally. I thought it should have been your top 5 power conferences and 3 at-large bids. Now, nowadays, I don't know that model still works, but you do playoffs and you do 8 teams, 16 teams, 32 teams in every other level of football. Why is it a problem for Division I football?
Right.
I don't know, but at the end of the day, if it comes down to it and they got to decide who's in and who's out, and they're looking at ranked teams that we've played, and we only got like 3 or something like that.
You say that with Notre Dame being ranked early. We don't know that they're going to be ranked at the end of the season when it's going to matter.
We don't know that, but we have to play it like they are ranked right now. So they were number 5 when we played them, right? Or number 6 or something like that. So we got to play it like, hey, we beat a number 5 team by X amount of points. Like, I understand that aspect if that's what they were trying to do. That might not be.
But the flip side of that argument is they didn't move the ball when they did it. When they moved the ball at the end of the game, they ran the ball down their fucking throats. Henderson took it the first 50 yards, and I'm blanking on the other dude's name, but he took it the last 30.
Yeah, but who's to say they didn't want to try passing it first to see if that was the answer?
But they hadn't been able to throw the ball all night. Stroud looked fucking awful all night.
Yeah, he was in his head.
He did not look great.
He was in his head. That was.
But you know, you got to.
I know this is an NFL show, and I took it down the college route.
Nah, but I get it though. No, that's it. Hit the showers goes to anybody.
You just made me forget my hit the showers when we got to talking about that. Oh no, I remember what my.
Who's yours?
No, my hit the showers actually from last week. It was from either last week or the week before when I wasn't on, and I was annoyed by the press continuously asking Jacoby how hard it was to not be Deshaun Watson. Like, I just felt like that was just like the dumbest question.
From what standpoint, though?
They didn't say. They were just like, how hard is it for you to not be Deshaun Watson, or to act like Deshaun Watson? Like, and he was like, not hard at all. So basically, the way they wanted to spin it was when they printed, they wanted to be like, Jacoby just says that it's not hard to act like Deshaun Watson, or basically mislead people into thinking like he has something against him, et cetera, et cetera. Right. When in actuality, it's easy. Like, it's the dumb question.
Right.
He's not him. So why would he? What I'm saying? Like, why would he even fall into the same category of being him? Like, that's like somebody be like, is it hard not to be like Cliff? It's very easy not to be like Cliff. Why would you even ask me that? We're two different, I'm saying? Right. Like, we're two different people. So I just feel like they're fishing for some type of like response from him or response from people to kind of.
They always are, though.
Yeah, that's their job. I mean, their job is to try to twist and manipulate.
I mean, I get it, but you can do a better job than that if that's the case. Like,
I feel like that's a great point that you just brought up, and I feel like they no longer have to. I feel like they've succeeded in their role of dumbing us down to the point that they don't have to go into details because people don't naturally ask the questions anymore. Like very rarely do light bulbs pop up above people's heads. Even when you read the comments to a post, it's either a yes or a no. I'm either with it or against it, but it's a never what is the context of what you're trying to say? That affects my answer. You didn't give me enough for me to be able to come to a conclusion on which side I'm on based on your post. And there's not enough people asking the question, what else, for them to have to get into detail. Because I feel like it would be just as easy to give Jacoby a hit him without even seeing the interview. Because if I was Jacoby, I'd be like, what do you mean by that question exactly? Before I can even provide an answer, I need to know what you mean by that question. Are you asking about his career in the NFL? Are you asking about the unfortunate events that just recently took place? What exactly are you getting at? Because I don't want to be misconstrued.
Well, that's the thing. Whether they're talking about on the field or off the field, Jacoby is smart enough to know that his style of play is completely different than Deshaun Watson's. He's never modeled himself after him and vice versa. And then clearly, he does different things off the field. So at the end of the day, you can only be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's Kobe Bryant, even if you're talking to Kobe Bryant and you're like, how hard is it, not to be Michael Jordan? Like, it's
Kobe can have the answer to that. I bet you Kobe would tell you the answer to that because Kobe modeled himself behind Michael Jordan.
Yes, but Kobe still played like Kobe in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not him. He may take certain qualities from him, but he's not him. And I just feel like at the end of the day, only person you can be is yourself. So how can you ask somebody about being someone else? You know nothing about being someone else. You've only been you.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I just think that Kobe knows a little bit more about Mike than anybody else.
And I use him as an example because I know that he studied Mike. But at the same time, you never heard him refer to himself as Mike or Jordan 2.0 or anything like that. He still
we knew the truth.
He still was fully aware that I am Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just feel like it's a dumb question. Like, what do you?
No, I definitely agree with that. I just feel like I would have to see that interview because I'm interested to see how both the question and answer was presented.
I mean, he was basically like, it wasn't even like it didn't seem shady or anything. He was just like, it's not hard. Like, it's not hard for me to be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically was the gist of his answer.
Well, fuck all that. My hit the showers is going to Jizzy from the block.
Oh, here you go.
That hoe for the streets, Tom. Live your life.
She's not for the streets.
She for the streets.
She got all that money. She just want her man with her. She want to go on vacation. She needs some help with them kids.
Man, she for the Costa Rican streets, Tom. Rock your shit out, because if one thing you can say, and that's any athlete says it, is once you put that game down, you better be completely sure you're done with it.
Yeah, I mean, that
shit will haunt you for the rest of your life.
And that's why he's doing another season. He's not done.
And Giselle should know as much.
And you know what? Another thing, because you know I mess with Tom, and you know what they say about men. Like, you guys need something to do when you retire.
Right.
And a lot of times, certain people, like, that's what they live for. Tom's living for football.
Right.
Yeah, but Tom is also a media darling. Like, he can go get a job at any one of the networks. And
that's not what he wants to do, though. He wants
That's what I'm thinking.
That's a desk job. I need to be out in the streets.
I hear it.
Chief.
I hear it.
Yeah.
The other option at that point is coaching.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to coach. Tom don't want to coach, man.
What are you talking about? He's been coaching for 15 years, if you believe him, over Belichick.
You just see that?
But that's coaching them to make his career.
You see that interview Bruce Arians just did? When they were asking him who on the team would make a good coach, and they was like, "You think Tom would make a good coach?" And he was like, "No." He was like, he wouldn't make a good coach. He's too demanding. Like, he would drive the players crazy. Like, he was like, no, he would not make a good coach.
Right.
Well, bring the old school back, damn it. We need some demanding
bring it
shit.
back. I agree.
Yeah.
But
Just
I mean,
fuck them kids.
But that's like saying Kobe would be a good coach. If you got everybody doing blackouts 3 times a day, how the fuck is they gonna be ready for the game? That's you that chose to train that way. Everybody's not you.
Right.
And that's the same way I get the demanding from somebody talking about Brady. They're not going to train like you, Brady. And what you have to understand is you've been on the ass end of your career longer than you've been on the front end of your career. So your body improvement, you need all that to make you great. Now, these young cats don't need as much, so you can't push them as much unless they're willing.
Whoa. They needed just as much to reach that particular level. We talking about Kobe. We talking about...
No, there's a difference. There's a difference. The reason why Kobe was able to run blackouts 3 times a day is because he knew his coach wasn't having him run blackouts 3 times a day. But if Kobe knew that his coach coached him the way that Kobe wanted to train, Kobe would not be able to train as hard on his off time as he did. It's up to you as a player, to become better. Just because practice ends at this time doesn't mean practice has to end for you specifically. And I was a child that had to leave football practice and go home to continue practicing. So I knew that at a young age. This is what it takes to be great.
Right.
I've always swung above my weight class. So in order for me to be able to continue swinging, I got to be training. But I can't have my coach doing that for me as well, because then it doesn't separate who's really dedicated, who really wants it. What that does is that cuts out fat, and that makes you 80-man roster, 52, 53 by the time the season starts. It makes it cut down to around 30, 35, because everybody's not going to be able to go through a Navy SEAL work regiment just to play the game of football. Or basketball, sports, any sport for that matter. It's up to the dedicated ones to do that, but you can't take that decision away from them from trying to make them that way before they've even gotten a taste of how this works. That's why I don't think a Kobe, a Mike, Tom, the type of motherfuckers that'll get angry and aggressive. No, you don't need to be coaching no fucking body. Jordan, you punching people in practice because they ain't doing shit right. Now you got a Bobby Knight out there that'll really throw hands and be like, I'm famous enough, they'll let it go. Nah, we good. We good on all that. I'd rather have a Bron out there that's constantly clapping. You'll get it next time. Keep shooting.
No, I mean, I agree. Certain people shouldn't be coaches, and I think that's why they didn't coach. I don't think Brady will coach.
Nah,
I don't think that. I don't think that Kobe. I don't think that was in his. I don't think that was in his plans to coach, and it could be a number of reasons. One, it could be their work ethic. Two, it could also be the fact that they want to influence the game,
right?
Physically. So coaching actually might be hard for them to sit back and watch. Like, listen, man, you need to do this. Like,
if Brady wants to coach after his football career, he's going to have to buy one of those little golf hole machines to learn how to fuck AstroTurf, because he's definitely not going to have a wife if he continues to stay in coaching after his career.
I don't think Brady will coach after. I think if anything, every now and then you guys, not you guys, but people may get him on a certain channel or on a certain game, but I don't think that we would get him
turn into Richard Jefferson.
But I don't.
We about to wrap it up. We over 2.5. We done gave him 2.5. When you know you just pay for 2. No, I'm just. But to all my shower heads out there, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. We'll be back next Wednesday for sure, Saturday if we feel like it. So be good or be good at it. We out this bitch.
Peace.
Well, in a second we out this bitch.